The line judge, Mark Steinkirchner. The field judge, Ryan Dixon. The side judge, Scott Edwards. The back judge, Anthony Jocelyn. And the replay official, Salim Chowdhury.
You know, you mentioned a very important factor in this game. The Redskins do not have their best player in Trent Williams. I think he's their best player offensively or defensively. He's a guy that's holding out. He's not happy with their medical staff. He's got a bunch of issues, and they don't have that guy. I think that puts them at a real disadvantage, especially when you look at the left side of their offensive line. Donald Penn, he's only been there for a little less than a month, along with Eric Flowers. That, to me, has to be an area where the Eagles have to try and exploit and take advantage of what seems to be a weakness in their offensive line.
Well, Eric Flowers, as you know, was a first-round draft choice by the New York Giants.
Yeah.
And he really fit the description of a bust.
Yeah.
They gave up on him, and Washington is trying to make him a guard.
Probably not his fault that he's a first-round draft pick, because he really didn't live up to a first-round billing. He was the 9th overall pick in the draft the year that he came out. And you're right, the Giants gave up on him. He's tried to play tackle, but he certainly doesn't have the feet to play tackle. And I don't know if he has the power and the strength to hold up at guard. We will see today.
They are introducing the Eagles offense today. Sometimes they just introduce the whole team. And there are 3 new offensive additions who should play significant roles. Running backs, Jordan Howard, who came over from the Bears, the rookie from Penn State, Miles Sanders, and the rookie wide receiver from Stanford, J.J. Ortega-Whiteside.
Yeah, and you're right. I don't think they're going to waste any time for either of these guys to make a contribution. We're going to see Miles Sanders early in the football game, and we certainly are going to see J.J. Ortega-Whiteside. All of these guys are going to play.
Eagles wearing their green jerseys this afternoon with their white pants, and the Redskins with their burgundy pants, their white jerseys, and of course their burgundy helmets. The most notable addition to the defense, I think, is number 97, Malik Jackson.
I think he's a huge addition. You know, his length and his quickness getting off of the football, to have he and Fletcher Cox there together.
Listen to the crowd for DeSean Jackson. Now he comes galloping out. And Carson Wentz.
Huge ovation for both, and DeSean Jackson really got the crowd going.
Well, that was exciting. Very, very exciting. Big question about Carson Wentz. Now, he doesn't have it, and the Eagles feel comfortable, but the fact of the matter is he has not been able to finish the last 2 seasons. Last year with a stress fracture in his back, and the year before the torn ACL that happened in the Rams game.
Yep.
But he is 100% healthy. He no longer needs the brace on his knee, and he's looked very sharp throughout the preseason. But again, this is the regular season, and you wonder if he's going to temper his opportunities to run the football, if he's going to try to be more of a pocket passer. This sideline report brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple, coming to your local fine wine and good spirit store this October. It's an apple-flavored whiskey that only Jack Daniel's can deliver. Please drink responsibly. Down to Howard.
All right, Merrill, Mike had mentioned it, the energy that you feel on the field. Feel for this game is so much different than obviously what we had in the preseason, but it is really ramped up this year. Carson Wentz, in every start he's made for the Eagles to start the season, has had a touchdown drive in every one of his first starts. Now, is there a reason? I talked to one of the coaches. His meetings with Doug Peterson, and Carson tells him, I like this play, this play, this play, this play. I don't know that I worked on this play enough, and that could be a part of it. But watch him the first drive, because he's done it every time that he started his first game on the first drive. Now, as far as the field conditions and the weather, perfect. In the high 70s, it's 78, a little bit of wind. You might see longer field goals this day, but the weather is perfect for a great football game. Back up to you.
Keep in mind that with Carson Wentz's wins, Doug Peterson has also won each of his 4 opening games. Field conditions brought to you by Delaware Valley Acura dealers. To experience precision-crafted performance for yourself, stop by your local Delaware Valley Acura dealer for test drive or visit DelawareValleyAcuraDealers.com. To do and perform the national anthem, Dr. Jesse McGuire. He's amazing. The flag has been unfurled, covering the entire 100 yards of the football field. The national anthem by Dr. Jesse McGuire, proudly presented by Thackeray Crane, who salutes the national anthem every day for over 70 years. Visit ThackerayCrane.com. And we get the flyby. And then they roll up the flag. 100 yards long and 53 1/3 yards wide.
I have to say, Dr. McGuire takes it to another level.
Oh, he does. He does. He is absolutely amazing.
Our very own Ike Reese will be joining the captains on the field today, Merrill. He is our honorary captain.
And the coin toss brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Get 24/7 care and support with the free Horizon Blue app from Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Look for it on the App Store or Google Play. Wireless rates may apply. Well, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful day for the opener, and it is not so hot that the players are going to suffer a lot of dehydration. At least I don't think so. The temperature is 78 degrees. We have had many openers played under much more difficult conditions. The sky is beautiful blue. Just perfect.
Captains Kelsey, Wentz, Sproles, Jenkins, Fletcher Cox, all headed to the middle of the field.
They are Eagles team captains voted upon by the team, and then Doug will add one each week. Kamuk Rouge Hill, when he's healthy, is also one of that contingent. Case Keenum shakes hands with Carson Wentz. Keenum has a very strong arm, and you will remember him coming here and guiding the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Championship game right downfield. But then that was it. He threw a strike to Patrick Robinson, and that game changed.
The NFL shield is heads. My number 62 is tails. That's heads. That's tails. Washington, you're the visitors. What's your call? Tails is the call. Tails is the call. It is heads. Philadelphia's won the toss, deferred to the second half.
During the preseason, when the Eagles won the coin toss, they took the football. They wanted to get that offense on the field. But this time the Eagles won the toss and elected to defer, which they will almost always do during the regular season.
You know, I told you I had that conversation with Doug. He says to me, it's the preseason.
Yeah.
And inferring that when you get to the regular season, we're going to give the ball because we want our defense on the field first, and we want to try and steal an extra possession.
Eagles coming off of a 9-7 2018. Eagles are 7-9 2018. Eagles were 9-7. The Redskins 7-9. The Eagles were the wild card team. The Cowboys won the division. Cowboys start later today in Dallas against the New York Giants. So right from the get-go, you have division rivals right away.
I love it. I love the way this schedule starts out with divisional play, and certainly it's going to affect the back end of the schedule. And you're really starting to fill one another out in these early games, the early part of the season.
Opening kickoff brought to you by Ford F-150, the only pickup built with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy cabin bed. Check it out at your local Ford store today. Elliott, the kickoff. Last year he had touchbacks on 70% of his kickoffs. That was 7th in the NFL. Steven Sims to return, standing at the goal line. Elliott connects. It is high, but not overly deep. Sims comes forward and takes it at the 7, out to the 10, 15, and he just about reaches the 20. That, I am pretty certain, was by design, thinking that if he hung it up there, they could keep him back shy of the 25-yard line.
Well, and you can certainly test your cover units, and green shirts are all around the football, making sure that there's not a big return.
So the season is underway. 1st and 10 Redskins moving from our right to left. Keenum lines them up. 2 receivers to the far side. They go with a double tight end. Under center is Keenum. Motion to the near side. On 1st down, Keenum gives it off to Geis, and Geis comes forward for 4. Tripped up at the 24-yard line by Ronald Darby. It'll be 2nd down and 6. They spot it just shy of the 25.
Boy.
Vernon Davis and Jeremy Sprinkle, the 2 tight ends. Jordan Reed, who has hurt the Eagles a lot, is inactive today.
Well, he didn't make the stop, but Fletcher Cox got off the ball so quickly and into that backfield, and that's kind of what I'm expecting to see out of Fletcher this year.
Tight formation, 2nd down and just more than 5. Play action. Pass comes out complete to Sprinkle, who takes it for a 1st down across the 30 and is rolled out of bounds up at the 32-yard line by former Redskin Zach Brown, but that's a 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, they've faked the trap play and just get Sprinkle out into the flat. A little rollout, moving that pocket, and a smart way to get their passing game going.
So it is 1st and 10 Washington up at the 33. They split 2 receivers to the far side. Lone receiver to the near side. Motion to the far side of the field. Paul Richardson lines up as a wing to the far side. Now motion to the near side. And on 1st down it goes to Geis again. And he is pulled down after a 3-yard run. Malik Jackson making his first official tackle as an Eagle. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 Washington. We've played almost 2 minutes here in the opening quarter. No score in the game.
And I think it's a smart strategy by Washington early in the game to try and establish their run. And listening to Jay Gruden during the week talking, that's what he mentioned. He mentioned trying to establish the run early in the football game.
It is 2nd down and 7. Motion to the near side. Wing to the near side. Back goes Keenum. He steps up. He looks. He fires over the middle to Geis and has a 1st down. Geis on a middle screen picked it up at the 45-yard line with a 9-yard gain before Derek Barnett makes the stop.
Impressive job of communication by the Eagles secondary. Downfield is where he really wanted to go with the football, Case Keenum, but he has to end up checking the football down to Geis. He did not have a play downfield.
It is 1st and 10 Washington. Up at the 44, their own 44. Motion to the near side. Give goes inside to Geis, and he picks up nothing. Picks up at most a half yard as he runs right into Nigel Bradham, back from a foot injury. Didn't play at all in the preseason, but he came up with a strong tackle right there, and it'll be 2nd down and almost 10 for the Redskins. Geis, 3 carries, 9 yards. He is the second-year man out of LSU. Didn't play last year because he tore his ACL during the preseason. Keenum in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. 2nd and 9. Geis to his left. Keenum on a slant, completes the pass just across midfield. He gets it to Paul Richardson, who is about 2 yards shy of the first down, but he gets to the 48-yard line after a pickup of 7. It'll put the Redskins in a 3rd down and about 1.5 yards.
The Eagles came with pressure off the wide side of the field, and Case Keenum just has to go to that hot play to the outside. And being very smart out there, Rasul Douglas gives enough cushion to Richardson, who's able to make that catch.
Under center is Keenum. Geis behind him. Keenum back, rolling, looking, firing, complete, wide open on the far side of the field was Vernon Davis, and he breaks a tackle at the 30. He's at the 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Vernon Davis. A 48-yard pass. That was a broken tackle.
Well, you know, it starts out with a stumble by Sendejo. When Davis comes out of the backfield, Sendejo stumbles over his feet, and then he's caught in a trail position. Vernon Davis, when he catches the football, he hurdles a defender on the outside, stays in bounds in the process, and able to take it the distance.
That was the Xfinity lead change. Xfinity is America's best internet service provider. According to speedtest.net, learn more at xfinity.com. In for the extra point is Dustin Hopkins.
Ronald Darby tries to hit Davis low, and Davis hurdles Darby, stays in bounds, and is able to get the ball into the end zone.
How did Sendejo miss that tackle? He had his arms completely around him and let him wiggle through. That's just bad tackling, Mike. No other way to look at it. Just a poor tackle on the part of Sendejo.
Well, the fact that he got his feet tangled at the top of that route, at the breaking point of that route, is what threw Sendejo's off initially.
That was a great drive by the Washington Redskins, an 80-yard drive on their first possession of the season. Of course, that's what Case Keenum did as a Minnesota Viking in that playoff game, in the NFC Championship game. He just took them right down as if they were moving against air.
They go 7 plays, as you mentioned, 80 yards, a 48-yard touchdown strike to Vernon Davis.
Here is the extra point by Hopkins, spotted, kicked up, and it is good, and it's 7-0 Washington. Timeout on the field, that's the score. Redskins 7, Eagles 0 on the Eagles Radio Network. The game is 4 minutes old, and the Eagles trail 7-0. And the Redskins to kick off. Eagles defense in its first appearance of the season, very weak.
Well, and that's kind of what preseason football tackling looks like, or the lack thereof. A poor job of getting shoulder pads and wrapping up.
Clement is the deep man as Hopkins kicks off. This is high. Clement looks up. He takes it 8 yards deep, and he wisely takes the left knee. So the Eagles will move from our left to our right. Fran Duffy takes you inside the playbook and breaks down the X's and O's of every Eagles game on the Eagle Eye of the Sky podcast, powered by Gatorade.
Yeah.
Subscribe today wherever you listen to podcasts.
And if you want to learn Eagles football, you need to tune in to Fran Duffy, because he's on it.
Let's see how the Eagles do on their first possession of the 2019 season. Moving left to right, they break the huddle. Wentz lines them up. Jeffery and Aguilar to the far side. 3 receivers to the near side. In the gun is Wentz. Empty backfield. Ball at the 25. 1st and 10. Back goes Wentz. He looks. He pumps. He dashes. He fires and throws it away in the direction of Zach Ertz, incomplete.
They go empty backfield, and the Redskins just drop into zone coverage. And, I think in those situations before the snap, you got to have an idea of where you want to go with the football. But Carson didn't like any of his options, ends up throwing the football away.
It is 2nd down and 10. Eagles line up again. Single setback. Motion to the near side of the field. Under center is Wentz. And on 2nd down, play action again. He fires to the near sideline and completes it to a 1st down to DeSean Jackson. And listen to the crowd.
Yep, their first opportunity. He's one-on-one on the outside, seeing it up against Quentin Dunbar. And DeSean Jackson on the speed out just has a perfect spot for Carson to fit the football in. 1st down, Eagles.
DeSean Jackson with his first team against his second team. Sanders in the game as a single setback. Ball up at the 36. Motion Aguilar. Under center is Wentz. Increasing his split is Aguilar. Sanders takes a handoff, tries to get outside, and he is spilled after a gain of about 2.5. Came to the right side. Pickup of just 2. Now Darren Sproles comes in. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Eagles moving left to right. Under 10 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Redskins, who scored on their opening drive. Eagles have to get up to their 46 for a 1st down. They slot Aguilar inside of Jackson to the near side. Jeffery to the near side. Sproles to the right of Wentz. Redskins almost jump. They get back, no flags. Wentz in the gun, takes the snap, and he gives to Sproles. Sproles comes up the middle and is shut down as he comes to the 44-yard line by Monte Nicholson. And now a late flag comes in, and let's see about this. It was a 6-yard pickup by Sproles.
Yeah, a little extracurricular with DeSean Jackson and Quentin Dunbar on the outside. And I think DeSean throws the last punch, so this may go against the Eagles. As they're calming down and the officials are already blowing the whistle, stopping the play, DeSean gives them that last punch, and that may be cause for the flag. But if you look at it in its entirety, both guys are at fault.
Yeah, they were. Let's see what they call.
Should be offsetting.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 10.
See, now, and that's just not seeing everything that happens, because Dunbar walks up to DeSean Jackson and gives him a headbutt almost at the end of it.
Yeah, he does.
And of course, I'm going to get the guy out of my face if he's going to headbutt me. So if they look at the entire altercation, it should have been both sides.
And see, the play counts. So it is 3rd down and 17. 3rd down and 17. Sproles to the right. Eagles have to get all the way to the 46 for a 1st down. They are at the 28. In the gun is Wentz. Wentz takes the snap. He's back. He steps up. He fires, and it is incomplete. Looking for Aguilar down at the Redskins 40. The pass just overthrown, and the Eagles will have to punt. And what cost the Eagles on that possession was the personal foul, because they would have had a 3rd down and about 1.5 yards.
I like this play call on the 3rd down situation. They use Zach Ertz to clear the middle in a seam route to Nelson Aguilar on the outside. He's just a little bit high with the throw.
Johnston the punt. It is a wobbler. Trey Quinn takes it at the 18. Starts to his right. Across the 20, 25. Now a penalty flag thrown up at the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a penalty on the Redskins. I believe Cameron Johnston pushed him out of bounds.
Well, and after the initial, or the one that you saw, then there was a late flag later than that might have gone the other way.
Well, let's see. Eagles have been hurt by 1 penalty so far. That was a 52-yard punt by Cameron Johnston, who set Eagles records last year in both gross and net average.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 50 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Washington's ball, first down. Timeout.
So there's a timeout on the field with the score Redskins 7, Eagles nothing, and the Eagles Radio Network. Played 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Redskins 7, Eagles nothing. The best is better than ever. Make a night of action, dining, and entertainment at Pennsylvania's #1 casino, Parks Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First and 10 Redskins operating from their own 20-yard line. That's where they started their last drive and culminated on a 48-yard touchdown pass to Vernon Davis. Geis, the single setback. Under center is Keenum. Keenum, play action, back, fires, complete again up to the 40-yard line. Eagles defense is asleep as that pass was complete to Kelvin Harmon. Pickup of 21.
Well, I hope they're not asleep, but they certainly do have some things to work out on the back end of this defense. Communication breakdown there, and there's a big opening and makes it easier for Case Keenum to fit the football in.
So far, Keenum has been carving them up. It is first and 10 up across the 40. Geis to the left of Keenum, who's in the gun. Motion, Richardson sets up wide left. Keenum in the gun, first and 10. Keenum on first down, slips it off to Geis, and Geis is met after a gain of about a yard. So good defense by the left side, led by former Redskin Zach Brown. Only a pickup of 1. It is second down and 9. Much better.
Yeah, really good job by the front side of that defense. The Redskins try to cut the backside defensive lineman, and they're pretty successful at getting Fletcher Cox on the ground with the cut block, but the front side able to make the stop.
In comes Chris Thompson, good receiver in the backfield, along with Keenum. Motion to the near side. Trey Quinn, second and 9. This time, the handoff goes to Thompson, and Thompson doesn't get far because Vinnie Curry steps in front, and splat goes Thompson after another pickup of 1. So that's 2 carries for a total of 2 yards. And now the Redskins are confronted with a third down and 8.
Look, the Redskins go with an unbalanced line or an extra offensive lineman on the right side. Fletcher Cox made sure that he pointed that out to the defense before the snap. And Vinnie Curry slants right into the ball carrier for a big stop.
It is third and 8. Thompson stays in. 3 receivers left. 1 right. Keenum in the gun. Back goes Keenum. Here comes the rush. He steps up, wide open receiver, complete to Richardson down at the Eagles 40, and they are 2 for 2 on third down conversions. That time, 17 yards.
And when you can convert on third downs, that is such a winning edge in the National Football League or any league for that respect. Third down, they get Richardson right over the middle. Paul Richardson finds that opening, a big opening in that zone defense.
Under 6 to play in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Redskins. They're driving. They're in Eagles territory at the 40. In the gun again goes Keenum. Keenum goes to Chris Thompson, who turns the corner, runs out of bounds, but there could be holding on the Redskins as there is a flag thrown in the backfield.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get a holding on
Offense.
Sheriff.
Number 76, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
So it is. That is a big mistake by the Redskins. That will put them at a first down at 20. Keenum, by the way, is 6 for 6, 109 yards and a touchdown. This is a journeyman quarterback who has been with the Texans, the Rams, the Vikings, last year the Broncos. First and 20, the ball at midfield. 7-0 Washington. 5.5 to go in the opening quarter. Keenum in the gun. Thompson to his right. Back goes Keenum. Looks, fires, incomplete, almost intercepted. He tried to gun that football over the middle for Davis, and Ron Darby stepped in front and knocked it down.
They've got a one-on-one situation. It's a 3-by-1 set. He wants to try Vernon Davis on the cornerback, Ronald Darby. Darby reached this thing the entire way, just couldn't hold on to the ball.
It is 2nd down and 20. Again, Keenum back. Has time. Fires. Complete across the 40 to the 39-yard line. He had too much time. Tackle made by Rasul Douglas on Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, that simply boils down to having too much time to throw the football. Now, the Eagles aren't bringing anybody extra. It's just a 4-man pressure, and they're unable to get home with their 4 guys.
So the Redskins have a 3rd down and 7 at the 37-yard line. Under 5 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Washington. Quinn and McLaurin out to the far side of the field. Lone receiver to the near side. Thompson in the backfield. Redskins have to get to the Eagles' 30. Keenum is back. Keenum steps up. He's looking. He fires. He completes it. He's got a 1st down and more as Terry Quinn catches it at the 27 and is pushed out of bounds at the 23. And the pass defense has been porous.
Well, and it's a really good combination route run by the Redskins.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
They get Quinn, and he starts on an outcut, wheels back to the inside, and he's able to shake Ronald Darby with that move and makes it an easy throw for his quarterback.
There's a timeout on the field with the score. The Redskins 7, the Eagles nothing on the Eagles radio network. Last year, in 16 first quarters, the Eagles scored 41 points, a total of 41 points, which is absolutely awful. So you know going into the season that the thing they want to do is get ahead. Here we are in the first quarter with 4:24 to go, and the Redskins, who lead 7-0, have run 13 offensive plays to the Eagles' 5. 1 possession. There was a penalty in there, and they never picked up a 1st down.
And now they're knocking on scoring territory once again.
It's 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 23. Single setback. Keenum under center. He pitches it out to Geis, and Geis is brought down at about the 19-yard line. Geis took it to the outside. Pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Keenum may not be one of the glamour names in the National Football League, but I'll tell you this. He is a savvy veteran. He is poised. He knows what he's doing, and he's got a pretty strong arm.
Well, and he's got enough of a supporting cast that he's getting the football into the right hands on each and every play. And Kevin O'Connell doing a pretty nice job of calling plays.
It is 2nd down and 6. Shotgun. Geis to his right. Keenum back. He's looking. He is going for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete, as he was going deep for Paul Richardson, who was covered on the play by Ronald Darby.
Yeah, and Darby goes up to play the football, but Richardson does a better job of timing and high-pointing the ball and actually caught it out of bounds. Mr. Reese, it's a true crunch time this time, so for your pregame, your in-game, or your post-game cravings, keep it Philly with Hers Snacks.
It is 3rd down and 6. Ball at the Eagles' 19-yard line. 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Redskins 7-0. Thompson to the right of Keenum. Repositioned in motion to the left. Keenum wheels. He goes for the screen to Davis, and he's tackled for a loss. Great play as he is brought down
BG.
On a very good play by Brandon Graham. A loss of 4.
See, Brandon Graham, a savvy guy, he reads this thing, so Vernon Davis blocks him, but it's not a real block. He can feel that lack of pressure from Davis. He understands he's setting him up for the screen. He gets right out in the screen path and makes a big stop, forcing this field goal opportunity.
41-yard attempt by Dustin Hopkins. Ball is spotted. The kick is up. It's a line drive, and it is good, and the Redskins lead 10-0. I'm out on the field. 10-0 Redskins on the Eagles radio network. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Redskins have scored on each of their possessions. A 7 spot and a 3, so it is 10-0 Washington. Eagles have only had 5 offensive plays.
Yeah, and they've kept the ball. The Redskins have had the ball 10 minutes, and the Eagles have had the ball only 2 minutes.
Here is the kickoff by Hopkins, and this is a long one, and this will go out of the end zone. Down to Howard.
All right, Merrill, Avonte Maddox was taken to the locker room. When he went into the medical tent, I saw him grab his left calf. Now, the report is he's got cramps, so it's the great elixir, probably the IV. Sounds like he will be back. Back up to you.
1st and 10 Eagles, the ball at the 25-yard line, moving left to right. Sanders and Sproles both in. Sproles, a receiver in the far side slot, wing to the near side, shotgun. Sanders to the right of Wentz. Motion. This time it goes to Sproles on a receiver around, and he crawls forward up to about the 29-yard line. Pick up on the play of 4. Landon Collins makes the stop. Sproles comes out, so does Sanders. Jordan Howard comes in. It is 2nd down and 6. 10-0 Redskins. 2:20 to go in the opening quarter. Wentz lines up again in the gun. Double tight end. Receivers split. Motion Aguilar. Play action. Wentz looks, sets up, fires. He completes the pass. He's got Ertz up at the 34-yard line. He's about a yard shy of the first down. Less than that. About a half-yard shy.
Lots of motion going on in the backfield, but not enough to take the eyes of Landon Collins away from his target. He's right on Zach Ertz, and when Zach Ertz catches the football, he's able to stop him just shy of picking up the first down.
Ertz now 115 catches, shy of last year's total. Wentz under center. Single setback. It's Corey Clement. Motion to the near side. It is 3rd down and a half-yard, and Wentz sneaks and has the first down. He just followed Jason Kelsey, and there was a big thrust forward, and he picked up about 2 yards.
And I know you like that play call. This is your favorite play.
It is.
You've got enough beef in front of Carson Wentz to have them fire off the football and beat the Redskins to the punch, pushing them off of the ball for a first down.
One of the Redskins is shaken up, didn't get off the field. It was Jonathan Allen.
Well, and he's a big part of what they do up front.
Yeah, he is.
That would be a big, big loss if they lose Jonathan Allen.
Well, he is very, very tough.
#1 draft pick. He's one of a number of #1 draft picks that they have on that front out of Alabama.
Well,
they
he
love
tough.
Alabama players.
And the other guy who lines up with him, who is so talented also, is Darren Payne.
Another Alabama guy.
There are 14 SEC players.
Yeah, and mostly Alabama.
Yeah, 6 from Alabama. So the Eagles have a 1st and 10. Ball on the 36. 10-0 Washington. First and 10. Sanders in the backfield. Wing to the far side. Slot to the near side. Aguilar in motion. Handoff goes to Sanders, and he goes down in the backfield. He'll lose 2 yards. Hit by Cole Holcomb.
Cole Holcomb, the rookie linebacker out of the University of North Carolina, has made 2 big stops early in this football game, that being one of them, for a loss on the play.
It is 2nd down and 12. 5 runs, 4 passes so far for the Eagles. 3 receivers right. Ertz split left. Sproles to the left. Redskins may have jumped. They're, of course, pointing and saying that they were drawn off, but I'm pretty sure the Redskins that time, it is. They came into the neutral zone.
A bit of bad news, Merrill, for all of us who love Nick Foles. He has left the game with the left shoulder injury and is out for the game.
Wow. Well, I'm one of those who loves Nick Foles.
This is the end of the
but
first quarter.
he does not have a great bunch of protectors in Jacksonville. There's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Redskins 10, the Eagles scoreless on the Eagles radio network. Get your propane grill tank delivered to your home. Visit cinch.com and get your first tank exchange for only $10. That's CYNCH.com. Enter promo code Reese.
In that first quarter, Case Keenum 9 of 11, 132 yards and a touchdown. Carson Wentz only 3 of 5 for 20 yards. One catch to DeSean Jackson for 11 of those 20.
Stats brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC, supporting our businesses, investing in our community, and cheering on our sports teams for more than 150 years. Second down and 10 for the Eagles. On their own 39, they trail 10-0. Sproles in the backfield to the right of Wentz. Wentz gives to Sproles, who tries to sweep. He cuts back inside. He comes across the 40 and takes it up to the 43. Brought down by Tim Settle, but there are 4 more yards. It's distressing coming off of last year where the Eagles only totaled 41 points in 16 first quarters to see this season open with a goose egg on the first quarter for the Eagles offense. They go with a double tight end, Zach Ertz and Goddard. Sanders the single setback. It is third down and 3. DeSean Jackson in motion. In the gun is Wentz. It's back, he looks, he fires, he completes it. Jackson first down across the 50, out of bounds at the 48. Knocked out by Quentin Dunbar. Nice pattern.
Yeah, it's a really nice job of just running away from Dunbar. If they're going to have Dunbar trail DeSean Jackson all over the field, I would like that matchup all day. And you have to take advantage.
Jordan Howard comes in. So the Eagles in Redskins territory at the 48, moving right to left in their green jerseys and white pants. 3 receivers, including the tight end to the far side. DeSean Jackson to the near side. Now motion to the near side. Back goes Wentz. He steps up. He fires low, but caught by Howard, who stays on his feet and takes it down to the 43. That ball was thrown around the shoelaces, and Howard made a great grab and turned it into a 5-yard gain.
You know, not noted for his ability to catch the ball, but that is one heck of a catch, taking it off of his shoes and turning upfield.
Double tight end. That is second down and 5. Minnesota 14, Atlanta nothing. Rams 3-0 over Carolina. Jets 6, Buffalo nothing. Receiver split. Jordan Howard stays in to the left of Wentz. Motion to the near side. Handoff again to Howard, who plows forward and has a first down. He just moved the pile.
Yep. Put him to work. You know, he has the ability to move the pile. One of the reasons the Eagles brought him to Philadelphia, because they were missing that aspect of their offense. He's able to do it. Give him the football.
Again, they go double tight. Slot to the near side of the field. Wing to the far side. Howard stays in. Howard takes the handoff. Howard plows forward, and Howard has 6 yards this time. Jordan Howard running with power, and it's working.
I like this. You know, just straight ahead, you know, man on man, and you see who's the stronger, and they're able to push the pile with Jordan Howard coming behind him.
It is second down and 4. Slot to the far side of the field. Wentz looks, flares out on the far side, but it's not going anyplace. In fact, it's caught by DeSean Jackson, but they may lose a yard or 2 on that play as the ball was thrown actually behind Jackson.
To watch the reaction by the Redskins defense, I have to think that they're starting to get a bead on the snap count. And you have to change up the snap count, give them something different, because they're getting off the football too quickly on defense.
Sproles in the backfield. It is third down and 7. Hollins in the game. 3 receivers left. Now Sproles is set to the far side of the field, so it's 3 left, 2 right. Wentz in an empty backfield. Third down and 7. Wentz takes the snap. He steps up. He looks. He fires on the far side of the field. It's Sproles, but Sproles cannot break 3. He gets across the 30-yard line, and that's about it. They got it to Sproles. He tried to dip and do, but the Redskins had it well covered It was a 5-yard pickup, and it puts the Eagles in a 4th down and 2. Well,
and right now they're keeping the offense on the field in this 4th down situation.
See, it's so early in the game. My nature tells me take the 3 points, but they're going to go for it. What do you think?
I think if they convert, it's a great decision.
Yeah, and if they don't, then you would have kicked.
Exactly.
Here it's 4th and 2. Wentz in the gun. Wentz back. He looks, he fires, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage, and the Eagles basically turned away 3 points. There's a timeout on the field with the score. The Redskins 10, the Eagles nothing, and the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Make today the day. A 94 WIP. The Eagles Kids Club is the perfect gift for the young Eagles fan in your life. Members receive an awesome welcome kit, access to exclusive events, and more for just $20. Join now at PhiladelphiaEagles.com/Kids Club. So the Eagles go for it and fail. Redskins 1st and 10. Ball on their own 29-yard line, and the Redskins leading 10-0. Geist, the single setback. Under center this time is Keenum. On 1st down, Keenum goes to a long count and then slips it off to Geist, who tries to get outside and cannot. Good defense led by Hassan Ridgeway, who the Eagles got in the trade from the Colts.
And you have to see a lot more of this. This is a really nice job of splitting the double team by Ridgeway and staying with it, getting to the football. But the Redskins are doing a heck of a job in the run game of cutting guys, especially on the perimeter, getting guys on the ground. You see the patience of their running game and their running backs, and that's one of the reasons why they're having this early success. They're able to run the football, and everything seems to work off of the run. Once you're able to run it, you're able to do so many other things.
Well, the Redskins were very confused when they came to the line of scrimmage, and Keenum had to waste a timeout. Timeout on the field with the score. Washington 10, the Eagles nothing on the Eagles Radio Network. Just over 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Eagles unimpressive so far. They trail 10-0. Redskins 2nd and 9. Ball at their own 30, moving left to right. Keenum under center. Geist, the single setback. Slot to the near side. Play action. Back goes Keenum. He is going deep down the center of the field, and it is caught. And running in for a touchdown is Terry McLaurin. First touchdown for the rookie from Ohio State, and it was a 70-yard bomb. Rasul Douglas beaten on the play. Great pass by Keenum, and the Eagles are about to go into a 17-0 hole.
Play action pass, and they got it all blocked up. There's a nice, neat pocket around Case Keenum, and it's just a one-on-one. Their guy on the outside, outrunning the one-on-one coverage by Rasul Douglas, and it's an easy toss and catch for the touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This Eagles defense has looked asleep. They have not put pressure on Keenum. He had all day to wind up and go deep, and the very talented rookie, Terry McLaurin, former Buckeye, takes it in for a 70-yard touchdown. There's the extra point. That, too, is good. And that was the Comcast Business Beyond Fast play. Learn how to take your business beyond fast at ComcastBusiness.com. And you can hear, for the first time in 2019, the reaction from the Eagles faithful. And they are great fans, and I can understand their reaction.
Well, coming into this game, this is what I worried about. I know that the Redskins have two receivers that, when they were timed, they were sub 4.4. They were 4.38, 4.35 sprinters. Knowing they have that type of speed, the DeSean Jackson type of speed on the outside, I worried about the one-on-one situation. There was no safety in the middle of the field. You had Rasul Douglas covering the entire field with one of the fastest young men in the National Football League. That spells trouble.
But you know what, Mike? You can't even begin to compare the Redskins wide receivers to the Eagles. There is so much more talent on the Eagles.
Listen, the Redskins have tremendous talent. They just are unknown. You just haven't seen it yet. But this kid, Terry McLaurin, He's one of the fastest kids in football. And he just showed it running by Rasul Douglas easily.
He did, but that's a great pass by Keenum. Here is the kickoff to Clement, and this will bounce and then go out of the end zone. And the Eagles will have to move. They start at the 25-yard line. They're down 17-0. Fortunately, it's early.
Anyone in the NFL, Merrill, should be able to throw that pass. There's no safety in the middle, and this young man just runs away from your cornerback. That's an easy throw.
Well,
and it's well protected. They got the play action going because the run game is working. The play action, it's protected, and it's an easy throw.
I agree. But again, he had so much time. It is 1st and 10. Sanders in the backfield. Motion Aguilar. Play action. Wentz back. He fires out. He's got Sanders, who is knocked down after a 1-yard gain. Brought down by Jimmy Moreland. We talk about the talent of Sanders, but he has not been free for a second. The Redskins have been all over him, and his gains have been minimal.
Yeah, and what Sanders is going to realize is how quickly you're not open in the National Football League. And when you get the football, how quickly those holes that appear seems to close up.
It is 2nd down and 8. 3 receivers to the far side. Ertz to the near side. Wentz back again. He pumps. He fires over the middle. Again, a short gain, but he picks up 6 yards. He goes to Aguilar over the middle, and it will put the Eagles in a 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and 1.
3rd down and 1 and possibly 2. The way they ran the ball earlier with Jordan Howard, that would be my choice in this situation.
Eagles are 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions.
But he's not even on the field, but at least Corey Clement is.
Wentz under center. Clement behind them, and Wentz wants a timeout. 8:43 to go here in the first half.
30 seconds in length.
And I'd rather see him take the timeout than run a play that doesn't work. When in doubt, take it.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to burn timeouts when you know that you're facing a situation that is not the best situation for you.
You're right.
And that's what quarterbacks are paid to do, make smart decisions like that.
Well, so far the Eagles haven't done much right. But the more distressing thing is the fact that this defense has just been giving up so many yards to the Redskins. Redskins were not considered to be a talented offensive team. Team with an offensive line that has nothing but question marks in it.
A lot of question marks. The right side of their line, pretty good. The left side, lots of questions.
It is 3rd down and 1. Under center again is Wentz. This time, they go with a quick pitch to Sproles, and he can't get outside. Tripped up by Sean Dion Hamilton. The play loses 4 yards. Now, I'm not second-guessing Doug because he's a terrific coach, and his play calling is generally outstanding. But here you have a 1-yard, short yardage situation, and you have a terrific offensive line.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be able to just plow straight ahead?
The play shouldn't start 10 yards deep. That's my only thing. The play started 10 yards deep when you need 2 yards.
Here is the punt. Terry Quinn is back, calls for a fair catch and makes it inside the 15-yard line. Trey Quinn. There is a timeout on the field. That's a 54-yard punt, and you can hear the booing. Timeout on the field with the score. The Redskins 17, the Eagles nothing. There are over 38 minutes of football remaining in this game, but so far it has been a colossal disappointment for Eagles fans to see their team fall behind 17-0 here in the first half. 1st and 10 Redskins. Ball at their 14. Geis, the single setback. Motion, Richardson from right to left. Under center, Keenum. Keenum to Geis. Geis looks for running room and finds a couple of yards. And there's a penalty flag thrown. Let's see about this. Could be holding on the Redskins. Nigel Bradham was right there to make the stop.
Guys causing guys to miss in a real small area.
Offense, number 18. The penalty is half the distance.
Dontre Quinn.
Repeat first down.
Believe me, one good stop and one quick score by the Eagles, and this thing is right back where they want it to be. But at the moment, they haven't made plays.
Yeah, they've got to figure out, the Eagles do, how to move the ball consistently on the offense, and they didn't get to that yet.
It is 1st and 17 for Washington. Keenum with Geis to his left. This time, handoff goes to Geis. Tries to get outside, can only pick up a couple of yards, comes across the 10, picks up 4, and Derek Barnett. First-round draft choice in 2017 makes the stop.
With the front side not allowing Geis a hole to turn it up, Barnett runs him down from the backside to make the stop.
I know it's done throughout the National Football League, but when you have players in their first game action on opening day, sometimes negative surprises occur. It is 2nd down and 12. Keenum with Geis left. Keenum back. Looks, he fires out. He's got Geis back at the 10-yard line, and he is taken down as he gets to the 15. He is still 9 yards away from a first down. It was Maddox, who's now healthy, and Branham. And that puts the Redskins at a 3rd down and 7. They have to get to the Eagles' 24 for a first down.
Interesting, after Rasul Douglas gets run by McLaurin, Avonte Maddox quickly gets healthy, comes back into the football game.
It is 3rd and 7. 3 receivers. Thompson in the backfield. Slot to the near side of the field. Keenum in the gun, takes the snap, he steps up, he pumps, he is throwing the football and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to Chris Thompson. He was under pressure that time. There was pressure on Keenum, and that's why you have the incompletion. Cox and Jackson. First defensive stop of the game brought to you by St. Christopher's Hospital for Children. Committed to delivering high-quality family and patient-centered care since 1875. In the punt, my favorite street, Pressway. In the return, Mighty Mouse, Darren Sproles. Let's see if he has one to return. This punt is away. It's soaring. Sproles backs up. Takes it at the 26. Starts to his left. Comes across the 30. Bounces off a man at the 30. Comes to the 35 and up to the 38-yard line. 57-yard punt. A nifty 12-yard return by Darren Sproles. 1st and 10 Eagles. They are 12 yards shy of midfield. Wentz trots out with the offense. At some point, you know he is going deep to number 10. Who lines up wide to the far side. Jeffery and Aguilar to the near side. Now DeSean Jackson comes wide left, so they go trips left. Single setback. Sanders. Now Aguilar in motion to the far side. Wentz under center. Wentz on first down goes to a long count, and he gives it off to Sanders, and Sanders on second effort picks up about 2 yards, not much more. Sanders really not having much success so far. Now they mark it back. They said his knee touched at the 38-yard line, so that's no gain. Well, Sanders having a lot of trouble so far.
Trying to get him to the outside, but there's nothing there, and he tries to spin back to the inside, but just loses his footing on the little spin move.
Sanders, 3 carries, no yards. In the gun again is Wentz. Wentz fakes, looks, fires, complete, and the first down is achieved as he gets it over to Alshon Jeffery. Pickup of 11.
So they want Josh Norman to follow Alshon Jeffery, and I think it's more because they think he's fast enough to run with Alshon. Alshon runs a really nice out cut on him and easily picking up the first down.
Goddard comes in, Ertz goes out. It is 1st and 10, a yard from midfield. Sanders stays in. Very often a running back has to get a bunch of carries before he gets a rhythm. On first down, Wentz fakes. He backs up. Has time. A lot of time. fires, and it is incomplete. Intended for Aguilar on the far side of the field. Wentz had sufficient time. There were two men bracketing Aguilar, and the ball went wide right.
Yeah, he has all the protection that he needs. If he's going to hit Nelson Aguilar in that situation, that ball just has to come out a lot sooner. Carson now 10 of 14, but for only 56 yards.
It is 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 49, their own 49. Jordan Howard comes in the game. They go double tight end. Slot to the far side of the field. In the gun, Wentz. Wentz fakes. He's back. He's looking. He is floating it for Goddard, who cannot hold on. Goddard reached out at the 20-yard line and was separated from the ball by Monte Nicholson. Would have been a great catch.
Yeah, that's really good safety play, and Dallas Goedert is going to field this one. They're able to get him open down the sideline, but as the ball arrives, so does Nicholson, and he gets a big hit on Dallas Goedert. And he doesn't want to show it, but I think he's in a bit of pain right now.
Eagles are only 2 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. They have to get to the Redskins 41. Sanders stays in to the left of Wentz. Wentz back. Wentz looking. He's looking. He is going deep, and it is caught. Touchdown, DeSean Jackson.
Give the people what they came to see. DeSean Jackson on a deep ball, perfectly thrown by Carson Wentz for the touchdown.
That'll light up this stadium. 51 yards.
He leaves defenders in his wake.
Where have you been, number 10?
That's the way he can flip the game for you in just seconds. Outruns the defense. It's a perfectly thrown ball.
Wow. Here is the extra point. Suddenly, the stadium has returned to life. Extra point spotted, kicked up, and good. Every Eagles touchdown proudly driven by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. The Honda Summer Spectacular sales event is on. Find the dealer near you at DelValHondaDealers.com. That was the Great Hands catch of the game. Sponsored by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Distress after the game with massages and facials starting at $59.95. Visit handandstone.com. You know, there's one guy who doesn't need a preseason, and he wears number 10. You can wake him in the middle of March and put him on the field, and he'll run away from the defense and track in a bomb.
It's just a natural thing. You know, every now and then, God has just touched someone and blessed them with exceptional skills. Well, that's what DeSean Jackson has. He's exceptional at running down and tracking the deep ball. He runs away from Josh Norman, and the Redskins have seen that in practice when he was down in Washington. He ran away from Josh Norman every day that he chose to. They go in 5 plays, 62 yards, and it's a 51-yard touchdown strike. DeSean Jackson now 4 catches for 68 yards.
To kick off, Jake Elliott. To return, Steven Sims. Elliott connects. It is high and end over end. Sims backs up and then watches it go over his head and out of the end zone. So this place is back to life. Redskins lead at 17-7, but the Eagles just advertised what they are capable of doing with one stroke of Wentz's arm and one extension of Jackson's hands. Including a broken finger. You'd never know it. 4:19 remaining until halftime. Geis, the single setback. 2 good things. There was pressure the last time on Keenum. Keenum this time rolls out. He's looking. He is starting to go, and he fires the pass incomplete. Weak. That was close to being picked off, and Derek Barnett was all over Keenum.
Yeah, not just only close to being picked off. Keenum takes a nice shot here, and that's what they need to get a few more shots on him. This is just a throwaway, trying to avoid a loss, by Case Keenum and almost ends up in disaster for the Redskins.
It is 2nd and 10. Eagles back to life. Chris Thompson comes in the ball game. Redskins moving left to right. 4:13 to go in the first half. They lead by 10 at 17-7. Under center is Keenum. Tight formation. Quick pitch. Chris Thompson tries to get outside. He does for about 8 yards before Barnett makes the tackle. It'll put the Redskins in a 3rd down and about 3. 2.5 or 3. They'll say 3. They'll mark it at the 27.
The way those ends get up the field, the Redskins just take advantage of that with that little flip toss as Barnett's coming up the field, and they're able to outflank Barnett and get a nice little pickup on the play.
Redskins are 3 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. Let's see if the Eagles can make them 3 for 6. Thompson in the backfield. 3 receivers right. 1 left. Shotgun. It goes directly to Chris Thompson, and he won't pick up the first down. It was a surprise play, but the Eagles came up and stuffed him with Nigel Bradham short of the first down, and they will punt.
Yeah, this is just good team defense, not allowing a trick play. Looks like they're keeping their offense on the field.
Well, that could be also trying to jump the Eagles off sides, because if they do not make it, that would be a bad gamble on the part of Jay Gruden, their head coach. They go to an I formation. They still calling the signals, and they're just going to try to get the Eagles to jump. That's all it is. And the Eagles don't bite, and the Redskins use a timeout.
Washington has called his 2nd charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
Now, they haven't sent in the punter yet.
Still have not sent in the punter, but Tressway is on the sideline.
See, I can't imagine.
Up that leg.
They're up by 10 points. Do they really want to give the Eagles the ball inside their 35-yard line?
The quick answer is no.
And that's why I thought they were just trying to draw the Eagles offside. The chess game that goes on.
Well, this is certainly crunch time.
Now, Malcolm Jenkins is screaming something to the sideline, and he's bringing in additional linebackers.
Now they're bringing in Tressway.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
They got a little wiser.
And now the Eagles quickly substitute. Sproles, the deep man. Couldn't imagine that they were going to gamble. I mean, this is not the 4th quarter of a tight game. They're still up by 10 points with 2:41 to go here in the first half. Here's the punt by Way, almost blocked. It is end over end. Sproles comes up, calls for a fair catch, and makes it at the 20. Redskins were in his face. He had little choice. 46-yard punt, and the Eagles come to bat.
Yes, it's going to be a holding call on the Redskins.
Really? You rarely get that against the punting team.
Well, you've got Fletcher Cox coming after your punter.
Yeah.
You usually don't see that. But Fletcher Cox and Derek Barnett. So Dave Phipps got both these guys on his punt block unit, so they're coming after the punter. So
they're going
the Redskins are forced to hold these guys off or suffer a block punt.
So they're going to move back. So let's just see. The Eagles would have had the ball at the 20, at their own 20. Now they're going to do it again. Well, we've seen DeSean Jackson do what he can do. Let's see if Sproles can bring these people out of their seats.
And now Dave Phipps got his regular punt return unit in. So that punt block unit with Barnett, Fletcher Cox, very effective. They don't get the block, but they force a penalty on the Redskins.
And it was pretty close to being blocked. Here goes Way. 6-year out of Oklahoma. Sproles standing in his 28. The punt is away. The punt is a high spiral. Sproles backs up, and it goes out of bounds inside the 20. So the Redskins, that's a great punt. It's a great punt by Tress Way. So the Redskins actually benefit by a yard on the penalty. They mark it. They say it went out of bounds at the 19. It was a 58-yard punt.
Tress Way, one of the best and most consistent punters in the National Football League. And this one that he just angles to the sideline. He doesn't give Darren Sproles an opportunity for a return.
2:27 remaining to be played here in the first half. Want to go deep to 10 again?
Not so fast.
Not so fast. He should open up the middle.
The defense, they've been on the field much too long. So the offense need like a nice methodical drive and 6 at the end of it.
Sanders to the left of Wentz. Wentz back. He is looking. And now he takes it, tucks it under his arm, takes it back to the line of scrimmage. That was it. Casanova McKenzie in on the stop. No gain.
You know, it's funny. I think if he wanted DeSean Jackson again, I think he would have had him going right down the middle of the field.
And we're about to get the 2-minute warning, which we do with the score. The Redskins 17, the Eagles 7. On the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Make today the day on 94 WIP.
Carson Wentz 11 of 16, 107 yards and a touchdown to DeSean Jackson. Case Keenum 11 of 15, 206, 2 touchdown passes.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles at their 18-yard line. Wentz in the gun. Miles Sanders to his right. We have yet to see him break anything. 3 receivers. Wentz back, sets up. He looks, he fires, and it is juggled and incomplete. Might have been pried away from Alshon Jeffery on very good coverage by Josh Norman.
Yeah, Josh Norman just wins this at the top of the route. He's able to close on the throw on the end cut against Alshon Jeffery.
So it is 3rd down and 10. Eagles 3 for 6 on 3rd downs. They have to get up to the 28 for a first down. Get across the 28. Wentz again in the gun. Sanders to his right. Motion. Ertz. Back goes Wentz. He screens out to the far side of the field, and it's not going to work, as he has DeSean Jackson, and the Redskins are surrounding him, and that was not a very good possession.
Yeah, this is the thing that they can't have, the 3 and outs. This time a screen pass out to DeSean Jackson, but the Redskins are quick to get out there and make the stop. There's not an easy opening for him to just catch it and get north and south quickly. He's got to stutter a little bit, and Montez Sweat's able to get out there and make the stop, the rookie out of Mississippi State.
See, it's very difficult, regardless of how much you practice or how much you scrimmage, for an offense to be totally in sync in game action in a real game.
No question.
This timeout brought to you by Wawa. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Now you can get a 16-ounce for $2 or 24-ounce for $3. Gotta have a Wawa. Here is the punt by Cameron Johnson, who's been excellent all game. Trey Quinn makes a fair catch back at the 29-yard line. Eagles have 2 timeouts remaining. Redskins have none. That was a 49-yard punt, no return. Cameron Johnston off to a very good start once again.
Now, if this Eagles defense could return the favor and get a 3 and out, that would go a long ways to help this offense and this beginning to sag first half.
Well, they could return the favor to an even greater extent by taking away the football.
That would be nice.
1st and 10 Redskins at their 29. Thompson to the right of Keenum. 3 receivers. Slot to the far side. Quarterback's left. Back goes Keenum. He looks, he pumps, he fires, he completes it to Paul Richardson up across the 36-yard line. 7-yard pickup. It is second down and 3, a minute and 30 remaining here in the first half. Ball on the 35. Keenum again with Thompson to his left. He takes his drop. He's hit as he throws the football into the ground. Incomplete. Good coverage by Avonte Maddox. Tried to throw it over the middle.
Yeah, that's really good collapsing of the pocket by that offensive front. And he's really just trying to get the football in the direction of Trey Quinn. But the coverage is so tight that it's just thrown into the ground. And it also stops the clock, the incomplete pass.
It is 3rd and 4. If the Eagles will hold the Redskins, can hold them here, they'll take a timeout. Keenum with an empty backfield. 2 receivers stacked to the near side, 2 slotted to the far side. Back goes Keenum, looks left, fires, completes it, and has a first down across the 40 as he gets it to Paul Richardson. And that will move the chains, and the Eagles will not take a timeout. And the Redskins have a minute to play here in the first half in a 17-7 lead. Keenum takes another snap. He is stepping up. He is floating it over the head of Richardson, covered on the play by Maddox at the Eagles' 44-yard line.
I think Case Keenum understands the matchups really well in this game. On that 3rd down situation, you know that Paul Richardson is a vertical threat. So what do? You run him on a little stop route in front of Rasul Douglas. And Rasul Douglas has to give him cushion. It's just a matter of knowing the matchups and taking advantage of the matchups is how Case Keenum got that first down.
Former Seattle Seahawk Paul Richardson, 53 seconds to go until halftime. It is 2nd and 10. Ball at the 41. Let's see if they hand the ball off here, and they don't. Keenum wants to throw. He does. He completes it to Vernon Davis, short of a first down at the Redskins' 47-yard line. And now the clock is stopped. Do the Eagles take a timeout? They do.
Philadelphia calls its second charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
They have 1 timeout remaining. Now the Redskins have to get to the Eagles' 49 for a first down. It wouldn't surprise me if they ran the football here, making the Eagles use their final timeout of the half and then punt it deep. Because if they go and they throw an incompletion, the Eagles
stops the clock and works in the Eagles' favor.
Yeah. 3rd and 4. Redskins have done some very good things in this game. Eagles have done a couple. They had a good pass rush on Keenum on 1 3rd down, and they had a gorgeous bomb from Wentz to Jackson for a touchdown. Redskins are 4 for 7. In the gun is Keenum. He's going to throw. He is firing down the near sideline, and it is caught. It is caught by McLaurin along the near sideline at the 31-yard line. Terry McLaurin, Mike raved about him, and he's right, having a terrific debut. Rookie from Ohio State. Ronald Darby was there, but McLaurin turned around and went up in the air and made the catch.
Yeah, these receivers, as I said, they're just not well known in the National Football League. Well, I think Terry McLaurin will quickly start to be recognized.
They're already in field goal range for Dustin Hopkins. 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 31. Keenum in the gun. Goes back, and now there's a penalty flag, and let's see about this one. Was there a false start on the part of the Redskins? I think there was.
I think you're right.
No, delay a game.
5-yard penalty. It's first down.
And that may have made a field goal attempt 5 yards more difficult. Still within the range of Dustin Hopkins.
Terry McLaurin already over 100 yards in this first half of football. Over 100 yards receiving.
It is 1st and 15. Slot to the near side. Wing to the far side. In the gun, Keenum. Chris Thompson to his left. Keenum takes the deep snap. He's looking for Thompson, and he's sacked out of field goal range. Coming up with a Tim Jernigan right up the middle.
Terrible Tim, an outstanding job of just using his power to get into the backfield.
Clock ticking, 23 seconds. It is 2nd and 25. Keenum in the gun again. He backs up, he goes over the middle, and he completes it to Thompson down at the 35-yard line. That sack brought to you by Steakham, contributing to stop hunger in Philadelphia by donating $100 for every sack throughout the season to Phil Abundance. And with 4 seconds to go, Keenum spikes the ball. They're going to call something. Let's see, is it against the Eagles? They throw a penalty flag.
And I do believe that she's calling it against the Eagles.
Offside. Defense number 96. 5-yard penalty.
Called it on Barnett.
Third down.
So this is going to give the Redskins a chance to go up 20-7 at halftime. Eagles defense came out very sluggish, made one mistake after another, allowed the Redskins to build a 17-0 lead. Eagles came back with a 48-yard touchdown pass to DeSean Jackson. But here is, now the Eagles are going to take a timeout. It's going to be a 48-yard field goal.
Philadelphia calls its third and final charge
Timeout brought to you by Wawa. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Now you can get a 16-ounce for $2 or 24-ounce for $3. Gotta have a Wawa. Well, this is a relatively easy field goal for Dustin Hopkins. He is a very solid field goal kicker in his 6th year out of Florida State.
And made a little easier by the offsides penalty.
Well, it's 48 instead of 53, but both are very much within his range, especially on a perfect day. Ball is spotted, the kick is away. It is end over end, and it is perfect. And we have reached the end of the first half with the score. The Redskins 20.
The end of the first half.
The populace unhappy. The Eagles 7. Stay tuned for the Piazza Auto Group halftime show, brought to you by Piazza Auto Group, with 25 locations including Honda, Acura, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, Subaru, and more on the Eagles Radio Network. Who needs to get hot? Brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White Water Heaters are American strong and built to be the best. Find a plumbing contractor near you. Visit BradfordWhite.com. Opening kickoff brought to you by Ford. Ford F-150 is the only pickup built with high-strength military-grade aluminum allied cabin bed. Check it out at your local Ford store today.
Well, I'm going to go directly to number 11. I think he needs to get hot in this second half because that's so important that he spreads the ball around. He starts to get more guys involved in catching the football, and they get points on the board.
I think everyone but the Eagles number 10 has got to get hot. Here's the kickoff, 9 yards deep to Clement. Second half adjustments brought to you by Tower Health. Tower Health is proud to support our home team and connect you to your healthiest. Discover more at towerhealth.org.
See, I think that adjustment was starting to happen in the lateness in the first half, where the defense started to really clamp down on that Redskins offense and force a couple of punts. That needs to happen in the second half.
This should be an explosive offense. There are so many weapons. Jeffery to the near side, slot to the far side of the field. Sproles in the backfield to the left of Wentz on first down. Ball at the 25. Eagles trail 20-7 as we begin the third quarter. On the delay, it goes to Sproles. Goes to the outside, jumps over a man, and takes it up to the 29 for a 4-yard pickup. Pulled down by Cole Holcomb.
Yeah, good decision at the line of scrimmage by Carson Wentz. He sees that the Redskins are going to back off in a too-deep coverage. When you get both those safeties out there and they're in that split zone look, you want to run the football. They're able to get maybe 4 yards out of it, 3 or 4 yards out of it.
They bring out Sproles. He comes out, and Sanders comes in. It is 2nd down and 7. Slot to the near side. Lone receiver to the far side. Aguilar in motion. This time again, it goes inside to Sanders, and Sanders comes across the 30, but only to the 31-yard line where the athletically gifted Montez Sweat makes the stop. That's only a 2-yard pickup.
Interesting that the Eagles come out running the football the way they do. And I really believe that they have to establish that they can run the football.
It is 3rd down and 5. Ball on the 30. Sproles back in the game. Trips right. Wentz in the gun. Wentz calling for the football. Goes back to Sproles, who wiggles his way forward. And I think he's going to be just short of a 1st down. Holcomb and Sweat made the stop, but I think the Eagles are so close that even though this is somewhat dangerous, they're going to go for it right here. He needs less than a half yard. This could be a quarterback sneak. And when you are down,
it could be or should be.
When you're down by 13 points, I can understand the gamble. Wentz under center. Aguilar in motion. Wentz sneaks forward and has the 1st down. They can't stop it because they cannot anticipate the center. It takes too short a period of time for the Eagles to just get the ball and thrust forward.
And he and Kelsey just has to be on the same page, and they are, and they're able to wedge forward and pick up the 1st down.
We have played 2.5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. It is 20-7 Washington, but the Eagles have picked up a 1st down up at the 36. Slot to the near side. Lone receiver to the far side. Sanders, the single setback. On 1st down, Wentz back. He pumps, he fires, he completes it, and running for another 1st down is Alshon Jeffery. He is a tremendous receiver. He really is special.
Yeah, this is an excellent play call, and I love the timing on this play. He's able to get the ball out to Alshon, and Alshon then makes a move back to the inside, picking up the 1st down, little run after the catch action.
Yeah, he really faked Josh Norman out of his shoes and then cut inside. Norman could not react quickly enough. Eagles go with a slot to the near side of the field. Ertz out to the far side. In the gun is Wentz. Sanders playing the bulk of this game to the right of Wentz. Wentz takes the snap. Here's the rush. He fires a quick slant and pulled down from behind is Jeffery. That was very close to a horse collar. Well, I haven't seen a flag, but he was pulled down by the neck.
And should have been called a horse collar, in my opinion.
I thought so, too.
I like the way Carson is coming out here in the 2nd half and operating, though. He sees a single coverage on the outside, single high safety, meaning that there's a safety in the box, throwing the ball to the outside in those situations.
There is a timeout on the field with the score. The Redskins 20, the Eagles 7 on the Eagles Radio Network. .21 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Redskins 20, Eagles 7. They lost Dunbar. He was injured. In comes Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie at corner, who did little to distinguish himself as an Eagle in 2011 and 2012.
Yeah, but he does have that speed, and they want to try and match speed with the speed of DeSean Jackson and guys on the Eagles, although he's lining up now on Zach Ertz.
Double tight end, slot to the far side of the field. Sproles to the right of Wentz. Wentz slips it off to Sproles. He tries to cut back. He comes across the 40, and he wiggles his way out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Chased out by Rodgers-Cromartie. Good block by Ciamalo.
Yeah, this is an outstanding job of getting on the outside, a little outside zone run, and the big guys picking up block. Peter's got a really good block. As you said, Ciamalo out on the perimeter, an excellent block, and little Sproles just picking his way through.
Boy, 36 years old, and he can still do it. On 1st down, give again to Sproles up the middle. He's at the 30, spins to the 25, and he's thrown down at the 22. What a run by Sproles.
Boy, he is really talented. You know, he can get in behind those big guys, and the bigs do an outstanding job up front. That's where it begins. Jason Peters, an outstanding block, just opening the door for Darren Sproles. He gets north and south so quickly and into the secondary.
Ball at the 22-yard line of the Redskins. Eagles driving Miles Sanders back in. Sproles, 7 carries, 40 yards. He's still got it. 1st and 10 at the Washington 22. Wing to the near side, slot to the far side. Motion. Give goes to Sanders. Up the middle. 15, 10, 5. Down to the 2. Miles Sanders, his first impressive carry.
I love that burst. Wow.
Eagles in the Mealy's red zone. $100 donation to Justice Rescue. Mealy's Furniture, the styles you love for less. Great interior blocking.
No, this is a great job. And you have to have a running back with that type of burst that Miles Sanders displays right here. He just hits this thing, and he gets to 100 miles an hour just like that into their secondary. And, boy, I thought the kid was going to have his first NFL touchdown.
He was close. He is gifted. We've seen that at numerous practice sessions.
But the big guys, and you have to understand, for this thing to work, doesn't matter all of this talent. If the bigs don't get it done, it doesn't get done. The bigs are starting to get it done. This first possession of the second half, they are turning up the Redskins at the line of scrimmage. 10th play of the drive.
It is 1st and goal at the 3. Sanders stays in. Jeffery and Jackson to the far side of the field. Ertz to the near side. Double tight end. Wentz in the gun. Wentz gives it off to Sanders, and he'll be pulled down with no gain as Landon Collins grabs him from behind and lands on him. That'll be 2nd and goal from the 3.
Yeah,
now Aguilar comes in.
Landon Collins, he plays the safety, but he also can get up near the line of scrimmage and play like a linebacker, and that's exactly what he does. He's expecting run. He comes off the edge and runs this play down from the backside.
20-7 Redskins. 8:49 remaining in quarter number 3. Wentz lines up. He's got Sanders to his left. Tight formation. Aguilar in motion. Wentz takes the snap. He goes back to Sanders, and he'll be pulled down for a 2-yard loss by Darren Payne. Redskins defense has tightened.
Well, the Redskins defense are just attacking.
So now it is 3rd down and 5.
They got off the ball so quickly, did the Redskins defense, and that makes a huge difference.
3rd and 5. Eagles at 3 for 8 on 3rd down conversion. Goddard in the game. Split to the far side. Double tight end. Sanders stays in. Jackson to the near side. Wentz in the gun. Back. He's looking. He is rolling. He fires, and it is complete. Touchdown. Back of the end zone as he fired it, and what a great play as the Eagles come back in this ball game. Alshon Jeffery, 8 yards deep.
Outstanding job by Carson Wentz here. He feels the pressure around him. He steps up. He allows Alshon Jeffery time to uncover in the back of the end zone, and he puts it right on the numbers.
Well, you know what? He had Redskins draped all over him, but that's just a great pass by Carson Wentz.
On the numbers.
Here is the extra point to make it a 6-point game. Now they're holding things up for a moment. That Eagles touchdown proudly driven by our Delaware Valley Honda dealers. The Honda Summer Spectacular sales event is on. Find the dealer near you at DelValHondaDealers.com. 20-13. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is good. There's a timeout on the field with the score. Redskins 20, Birds 14 on the Eagles Radio Network. At one point, the Eagles trailed in this game 17-0. But now with 7:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter, the Redskins lead is 20-14. Now it's time for the Eagles defense to get to work. and to stoke up that pass rush. Elliott to kick off. Steven Sims, the deep man, and he watches it go through the end zone.
Well, that was a 12-play drive on that 7-minute possession by the Eagles. They covered 75 yards, and Carson does a nice job, Merrill, of recognizing that Alshon Jeffery's got a linebacker on him. He allows him, by stepping up in the pocket, allows him to run away from John Bostic, the linebacker, and just hits him right on the numbers.
One of the biggest plays in that drive was Darren Sproles breaking loose.
Now the defense encouraging this fan base to get behind him.
1st and 10 for the Redskins at the 25. The give goes to Geis, and he goes right down after a gain of maybe a yard. Brandon Graham made the stop. Here's some scores. Minnesota, these are second quarter scores or halftime scores. Minnesota 21-0 over Atlanta in Minnesota. Rams 16, Carolina 10. Kansas City 29, Jacksonville 13. Foles hurt in that game. Jets 8-0 over Buffalo. Tennessee 16. The overrated Cleveland Browns 6. Redskins offsides as the snap comes back in the pocket to Morgan Moses. The right tackle moved early.
They moved, and again, the players are encouraging the fans, and the fans are starting to listen. They're bringing the noise.
7th Redskin penalty for 51 yards. 7:11 to go here in the third quarter. 2014 Redskins. Washington with a 2nd and 14. They need a healthy pass rush right here. Geis to the right this time of Keenum. 4 receivers, double wing. Keenum slips it inside to Geis, and he loses more yards as he meets Fletcher Cox.
Big tackle for a loss this time by Fletcher Cox. They're going to try and run the draw. They see the split safeties. They want to run the football against that light box. But Fletcher Cox gets into their backfield, and he's spelling them for a big loss.
Redskins are 5 for 8 on third down conversions, but this is a 3rd and 20. They must get to the 35-yard line for a first down. Right now they're at the 15.
But they must, the Eagles defensively must speed up the process and not give Case Keenum time to get comfortable.
Keenum in the gun. He's back. He's looking. He dumps it off short, but coming up and making the tackle way short of the first down as they get Thompson down at the 26-yard line, and they'll have to punt as Ronald Darby does his job and makes the necessary tackle.
Much more of like what we've come to see when this defense gets hot. You know that they've got a screen or something going on because it's such a tough situation to try and dig yourself out of if you're the Redskins.
And the punt, Trespway. And the return. You know who. Here's the punt. It's away. The left footer hits it. It's a wobbler. Sproles comes up. He takes it at the 30. He runs to his left. He cuts back at the 40. He cuts again at the 45. He comes up to the 47. He is back. He is really back. 44-yard punt, 17-yard return, brought down by Josh Harvey Clemens.
And he is so valuable.
Timeout on the field with the score. The Redskins 20, the Eagles 14 on the Eagles Radio Network. Join the Eagles for an evening of yoga on the field under the lights at Lincoln Financial Field. This one-of-a-kind yoga class will be led by Mike Quick, by experienced instructors, and all participants will receive a special Eagles gift. For more information on this unique yoga experience with an Eagles twist, visit PhiladelphiaEagles.com/yoga.
I know you signed up for that class.
Cindy would. It is 1st and 10. The ball on the 47. Jordan Howard in the game. Wentz under center on first down. He fakes to Howard. He rolls. He's looking. He comes back and throws it away. He rolled out. There was nobody there, and the Redskins played very good defense because they did not leave Jordan Howard clear.
They read it. They have practiced this screen enough times that they knew it was coming. Daron Payne, second-year player out of Alabama, He felt exactly what was going on, got out into the screen area, and forced Carson to just throw the ball in the dirt.
It is 2nd down and 10. Ball remains at the Eagles' own 47. 5:17 remaining here in the third quarter. Eagles trail 20-14. Wentz back, goes over the middle and is wide of Ertz. He had Ertz on a crossing pattern at the 45-yard line of the Redskins and just threw the ball erratically.
And he has it set up perfectly. This is an RPO where he's reading that linebacker, and the linebacker goes on that handoff fake to make a stop in the run, and he's got a wide open window to Zach Ertz. He just missed.
So now it's 3rd and 10. Ball at the 47. Have to get to the Redskins 43 for a first down. Wentz back. Wentz steps up. Here comes the rush. He is going deep, and it is caught. And in for a touchdown, DeSean Jackson!
Give the people what they want. Give them some more D-Jack.
Oh, it was down the right sideline, and Wentz put it up, and D-Jack tracked it into his hand.
This is what he does. You know, they've got a safety in the middle of the field, and Monte Nicholson, but he can't get over there in time. Wentz leaves his ball to the outside. D-Jax runs under it, and boy, we've got a party going on here at the link.
And the Eagles have an extra point separating them from the lead. The hero of December 19th, 2010 comes up with another great play. Here is the extra point. Spotted, kicked, up, and it's good. Eagles take the lead. That could be the play of the game, brought to you by Delaware Valley Acura Dealers. To experience precision-crafted performance for yourself, stop by your local Delaware Valley Acura dealer for a test drive or visit DelawareValleyAcuraDealers.com. Timeout on the field with the score. Birds 21, Skins 20 on the Eagles Radio Network. Once upon a time, a coach named Chip something or other sent DeSean Jackson packing. He's been gone far too long. Here is the kickoff short by Jake Elliott, and it is taken by Sims, who comes up and is screened in and then pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Every Eagles touchdown is proudly driven by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. The Honda Summer Spectacular sales event is on. Find the dealer near you at DelValHondaDealers.com. Just for the record, not that you really care, but San Diego State beat UCLA to make the Bruins 0-2.
You're funny.
This is the first time San Diego State ever beat UCLA.
And who's the coach of UCLA?
Ha ha ha.
You're a funny guy.
1st and 10, the ball on the 27. Single setback for the Redskins as Geis. Motion and Richardson under center is Keenum. Play action. Keenum back. He is going deep, and it is incomplete as he overthrows Terry McLaurin. Here is John Russell with an NFL update.
Where he left off last year, 21 for 27, 356 yards, couple of TDs. Chiefs rolling in Jayville, 30-13. Dietz and Watson, 80 years of handcrafted Philly family flavor. Dietz and Watson, it's a family thing.
.457 to go in the third quarter. Eagles 21, Redskins 20. For the Redskins, 2nd and 10. Ball on the 27. That ball was just overthrown. And this time they fire over the middle, and it's dropped. Thrown a little wide of Paul Richardson up at the 34-yard line. And that puts the Redskins at a 3rd down and 10.
That one hit Richardson on the hands. Should have been a catch. And you go back to the previous play. They run a little stutter go against Sidney Jones on the outside, and he bites on that first move, and it's an easy one to Terry McLaurin if they're able to put it on him, but Case Keenum just missed.
He did. He did. It is 3rd and 10. Ball on the 27. 3 receivers right. 1 left. Shotgun. Back goes Keenum. Fires over the middle, and it's incomplete, broken up. It was intended over the middle for Vernon Davis, and it was broken up by Sidney Jones.
Excellent play by Sidney Jones, getting around Vernon Davis, getting a hand on the football. It's going to be fourth down because the Redskins also were caught with the holding penalty on the play.
So the Redskins will have to punt. And Darren Sproles, who has had some game, made some big plays, backs up to the 25.
Now
Fourth and 10.
They're trying to stretch out Avonte Maddox on the sideline. Hopefully, that's just something minor.
In the punter's way, he gets it away. It's a wobbly. Sproles catches it at the 15. Runs to his right. Turns the corner. Comes to the 25. Wiggles his way close to the 30. Another 10-yard return.
Or it's Ronald Darby there. Howard, check on Darby because they're checking him out on the sideline.
58-yard punt. 14-yard return. Get your propane grill tank delivered to your home. Visit cinch.com and get your first tank exchanged for only $10. That's CYNCH.com. Enter promo code Reese. 4:37 to go in the third quarter, and the Eagles, who once trailed 17-0, lead 21-20, moving right to left. In their green jerseys and white pants. Sanders, who had a nice burst on the last possession, lines up behind Wentz, who's under center. On first down, Wentz fires on an out pattern and completes it. It goes to Ertz, but for only about 4 yards. Landon Collins makes the stop.
Well, if it's 4 yards, I'll take 4 yards.
Yeah.
I'll take 5 yards on first down because that keeps you right on schedule. And if you can get 4 yards on the next one, you're in perfect position to move the chains. Now it has to be about just keeping the chains moving.
It is second down and 5. Jeffery and Aguilar to the near side, Ertz to the far side. Goddard in the game also. Sanders positioned to the left of Wentz, who's in the gun. Wentz gives off to Sanders, who juggles the football, and the Eagles are lucky it's not fumbled because there was a miscue on the handoff, and he never got it cleanly, and he juggled it, and fortunately he didn't lose it, but it does lose 4 yards.
Yeah, he would have been better off, Carson, just holding on to this one and just trying to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
So the Eagles are now confronted with a third down and 9. Have to get up to the 39-yard line. Line of scrimmage the 30. Wentz in the gun. Shotgun. Double wing. Wentz calling for the football. He's got Sanders to his right. Wentz straight back. He's looking. He fires. And it is complete for a first down to DeSean Jackson. Oh, I can't tell you how great it is to have that guy back.
Well, look at all the cushion that Quentin Dunbar has to give it. He doesn't want to get beaten deep again. So Quentin Dunbar has about an 8-yard cushion that he's allowing DeSean Jackson on the outside. Carson has to make that throw.
Mac Hollins comes in the game.
Much better job of seeing the field, understanding the matchups, understanding where you're going to find the guy. 7 catches for D-Jack, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns.
First and 10. Sproles in the game. In the backfield to the right of Wentz. Ball up at the 49-yard line. Last 2:40 of the third quarter. Wentz screens out to Aguilar. Aguilar comes to the 50, and he is pushed out of bounds at the Redskins 47. Nice play to Aguilar. Dunbar pushes him out, but there's another 4-yard chunk eaten up.
Very good decision making by Carson Wentz at the quarterback position. Understands it's a single high, and you're not going to be able to run into that box so easily. Throwing the ball to the outside and let your playmakers do what they do.
2:16 remaining in the third quarter. Eagles up 21-20. Sproles stays in. Wentz under center this time. Aguilar moves around. Give goes to Sproles, and he lurches forward and gets to about the 45-yard line where Landon Collins brings him down. He picked up about 2 yards, and that's going to put the Eagles on a third down and 4. They have to get to the Washington 41 for a first down. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Eagles leading by a point. Eagles are 6 for 11 on third down. Anything over 50% is very good. Sanders next to Wentz in the gun. 3 receivers to the far side. The dangerous Zach Ertz to the near side. Wentz calling for the football. He's back. He's looking. He fires. Completes it. First down. Guess who? Jackson. Down at the Redskins 36-yard line. Had a good block by Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders really helps to make this play work because there's a free runner coming for the Redskins, and Miles Sanders picks up that linebacker, drops his hat, slows up that charge, and allows his quarterback to get the ball to D-Jack.
This team has clearly shaken off the rust that they exhibited early in the game. Now they are moving almost musically. First and 10, the ball at the Redskins 36. Eagles by a point. On first down, it goes to Sanders. Sanders heads for the outside, turns the corner, out of bounds at the Redskins 29, pushed out by Dunbar. That is an 8-yard run by Miles Sanders. Down to Howard.
All right, Merrill. Mike, you should be interested to know that DeSean Jackson on his last catch has passed you all time for 8th in receptions for the Philadelphia Eagles. Back up to you.
Why, thank you, Howard. I knew that.
It is
say it.
Second down and 2 at the Redskins 28. Now we are starting to see the real Miles Sanders, who is feeling more and more comfortable on every play. Wentz back again. He looks, he fires, and it is complete. Down the sideline goes Ertz. Cuts back at the 10, at the 5, dives to the 2.
Great job using your hands, Zach Ertz, and then that running ability that we don't talk enough about after the catch and getting very, very close to pay dirt.
The result of the play is a first and goal at the 2-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter.
Outstanding job.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Eagles 21, the Redskins 20 on the Eagles Radio Network. 15 minutes left in the game. Call Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15%. Entering the Mealy's Red Zone means a $100 donation to Justice Rescue. Mealy's Furniture, the styles you love for less.
Your quarterback, Carson Wentz, now 21 of 29, 250 yards, 3 touchdown toss.
Eagles using their first-round draft choice, Andre Dillard, as a third tight end. Jordan Howard in the game. Eagles, first and goal. Ball on the 2. Leading 21-20. Wentz under center. Motion. Alshon Jeffery. Wentz on first down. Screens it to Jeffery. And Jeffery spins in for the touchdown.
See, this is just good strategy and play calling on behalf of the head coach, Doug Peterson. It looks like, for every purpose, that you're going to run the ball at the teeth of this defense. But what does he do? He throws a little screen out to his wide receiver, Alshon Jeffery, and allows Jeffery to maneuver his way into the end zone.
Every Eagles touchdown proudly driven by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. The Honda Summer Spectacular sales event is on. Find the dealer near you at DelValHondaDealers.com.
And they will keep the rookie Dillard on the field because they want to go for 2 to force a 2-score game.
That's what they're doing. Well, you can think about that, because if they would need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion if they just kicked for 1, but they're going for 2. Wentz under center. Sproles behind him. Wentz pitches out to Sproles, tries to get inside, cuts back, spins. He's in for 2. He's in for 2. He fell down. He got up. He veered inside. He kept his incredible balance, and he put 2 on the board. And now the Eagles lead 29-20.
I don't care how old he is. The kid is so valuable to what you want to do offensively. He's such a tough target to hit. He gets the ball on the perimeter, and he actually slips. He's able to put a hand down, keep his balance, spin into the end zone. Boy, oh boy, is he special. Now they force the Redskins into a 2-score game. Rather than scoring a touchdown and possibly tying it up with a 2-point conversion, they now force a 2-score game.
This team began the game as if they hadn't played football all summer, which they hadn't. But they used the first half as a rehearsal. with the exception of the one bomb to DeSean Jackson. Stats brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC committed to helping Philadelphians take action today so you can reach your financial goals tomorrow. PNC makes today the day.
Carson Wentz now 22 of 30 passing the football, 252 yards, 4 touchdowns.
The kickoff is coming down to Sim at the goal line. Sim's out to the 5, the 10, the 15, 20, and cartwheeled at the 22 on a good play by Andrew Sendejo. Boy, if he had gotten by Sendejo, there was a lot of clear sailing down this left sideline.
I don't know. Sendejo, along with Josh Sweat, he was also there if Sendejo had missed.
1st and 10 Redskins at the 21, moving from our right to our left here in the fourth quarter. Eagles lead 29-20. Remember, the Redskins led this game 17-0.
So now that pass to Alshon is a lateral, so that was a run, in fact, and not a touchdown pass.
First down, shotgun. Back goes Keenum. He screens it out to Geis. Geis goes up to the 25 and is brought down as he cuts in and up to the 28 by Avonte Maddox. Geis is a pretty talented running back.
You know, Geis is an outstanding running back, and the Eagles are doing a pretty good job just to keep him contained in this football game.
It is 2nd down and 2.5. McLaurin, he's dangerous. He's on the near side. Under center is Keenum. Davis, the tight end in motion. Quick pitch to Geis. Tries to get outside. He does, but there's a penalty flag, and this may be a hold against the Redskins. This may come back.
In fact, Merrill, most of the records that Leonard Fournette set at LSU, they were broken by this man, Geis. He came behind him, and he was just a terror.
Let's see about this call. The flags came as he was sweeping outside, and they're going to back the Redskins up, I do believe. Officials are meeting, and the Eagles and Redskins are both retreating towards the Redskins end zone.
There were 2 fouls during the play, both by the offense. Holding. Offense number 76. That penalty is declined. Personal foul. Chop block. Offense number 72 and number 77. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced.
That's 15 yards, a chop block.
Repeat 2nd down.
Fortunately, nobody injured as a result of it. So the Redskins now have, it should be a 2nd down at 18, I believe. Let's see where it was thrown from. Ball comes back inside the 15. That'll be 2nd down and 16. So it's from the spot. 2nd down and 16. We've played a minute of the fourth quarter. Eagles lead 29-20. Thompson to the left of Keenum. Slot to the far side. Thompson goes in motion. Keenum takes the snap. He's back. He looks. Here comes the rush. He is rolling. He is looking. And he fires the football complete, but only to the 21-yard line.
Anyway, it's a pretty good job by Keenan because he's been flushed out of the pocket by Nigel Bradham. He's got people all around him. They break down that pocket pretty quickly. He's able to get out and buy some time, but just not enough downfield to really make a play for Case Keenum.
Redskins have a 3rd down and 10. They are 5 for 10 on 3rd down. They have to get to the 31 for a 1st down. Keenum in the gun. 3 receivers. Bracketed on either side. Now charging across comes Derek Barnett.
Yeah, that's because the left tackle moved.
Yep.
He saw movement and he took off. And the official saw the same thing Barnett saw.
Start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
And so it will be 3rd down and 15 for the Redskins. 9th penalty by Washington. Only 2 committed by the Eagles. That's pretty good.
There was movement by Donald Penn, and right away Barnett wants to make sure that the officials are seeing the same thing that he sees.
And the gun. Keenum, empty backfield. He's back. He's looking, still looking. He dumps it off, but the Eagles surround Davis, Vernon Davis, and they stop him at the 25, and the Redskins have little choice but to punt.
Really nice job by Sidney Jones this time. Yeah, they're going to allow the throw in front of him, but he comes outside in, he closes on the football, and makes a sure tackle on Vernon Davis.
Sproles, the deep man. Press way to punt. Way. Standing back at the 10. He gets it away, almost blocked. Sproles looks up, backpedals, takes it at the 18. Fakes right, goes left, and he goes no place but down. Redskins with very, very good coverage that time, and Darren Sproles could not get away. There is a timeout on the field with the score. The Eagles 29, the Redskins 20 on the Eagles Radio Network. Junior Cheer is back on Sunday, September 29th. Come out for a fun-filled day, including instruction from Eagles cheerleaders. When Mike isn't teaching yoga, he's leading the cheerleaders. The performance on the field and more. 2 sessions are available. Get your tickets today at PhiladelphiaEagles.com/JRCheer.
Oh, you should do stand-up.
1st and 10, ball on the 22. Sanders, the single setback, Wentz under center. 3 wide receivers. Slot to the far side, the left of Wentz. As he gives the football off to Sanders, and the Redskins penetrate the left side of the Eagles offensive line, and Cole Holcomb throws him for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, there's that outstanding rookie again, inside linebacker out of University of North Carolina. Gets penetration and spills him for a big loss just to start this series.
11:41 remaining. Eagles would love to at least take some serious time off the clock. They lead by 9. And the gun is Wentz. Slot to the near side. Lone receiver to the far side. Sanders. Position to the left of Wentz. Wentz takes a high snap. He backs up. He is floating it deep for Aguilar. He's floating it too deep. And Aguilar is complaining, yelling that there is holding on the part of the Redskins' Josh Norman, but to no avail. Norman definitely was contacting Aguilar, but not enough to draw a flag.
Well, he's able to cut him off in a little armbar action, but yeah, I agree. It wasn't really enough.
3rd down and 15.
And that ball, I don't think, was catchable anyway.
Probably not. 3 receivers to the right. Ertz to the left. Eagles have to get up to the 32 for a 1st down. 11:20 to play in regulation. Wentz back. Wentz rolling to his left, directing traffic. Now he turns, he fires, and he completes it. He has a 1st down.
There's
what
Carson
a great
Wentz.
play as he got Ertz.
There's Carson Wentz. This is the extending of the play, and he's not in harm's way, but he's able to extend the play long enough. He directs traffic downfield, causes Ertz to go from inside back to the outside, and he throws him a strike to keep this drive alive.
What a great play.
Boy, running to your left and turning back, setting your feet to throw that ball, that's difficult.
There's a timeout on the field with the score. The Eagles 29, the Redskins 20 on the Eagles Radio Network. PGW, delivering safe, reliable energy to Philadelphia for more than 180 years. PGW Energy for all of us. Visit pgwworks.com.
Alapudi Vitae is now in at the right guard spot for Brandon Brooks. I think Brooks is just fine, but at this point, you give him a break and get him ready for next week.
1st and 10 for the Eagles, the ball on the 33. I remember when you wouldn't attempt that, you merely said Big V. 10:41 remaining in regulation. Wentz back again under rush. He wobbles it and completes it on the far sideline for about 9 yards to Dallas Goedert.
It's
down
over.
to Howard.
All right, Merrill. Mike, Brandon Brooks was actually on a pitch count. He reached that number, and that's why he came out of the game. But you're right, he is fine. Back up to you.
It is amazing that a guy who tore his Achilles in the playoff game against the Saints, could be back for opening day. That's
Just 8
almost
months
unheard
ago.
of. Yeah. It is 2nd down and 1. Wentz again in the gun. Wentz back to throw. He screens it out, and he's lucky that it wasn't intercepted. He tried to float it over to Sanders, and it wobbled over his head and hit an unoccupied part of the lawn.
Boy, that's close to being bad.
Yeah.
Close to being a disaster. It's a high ball, and Miles Sanders has to jump to try and catch the football and almost tipping it into the hands of the enemy.
Now Jordan Howard enters the game. It's 3rd and 1.
Perfect situation for Jordan Howard.
Wentz in the gun. Wing to the far side. Lone receiver to the near side. Wentz back, fires complete. Ertz, first down. Well, Ertz is getting his catches.
Well, and this is the extension of the run game in their eyes. The fact that you've got a guy with such sure hands in Zach Ertz and a quarterback that's going to hit that little short throw and put it right on the numbers. So that allows the clock to continue to tick.
29-20 Eagles with under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Sproles enters the game. It's a single setback. They can use him in a variety of ways, and they do. Wentz under center, ball up at the 43.5-yard line. Eagles moving left to right. Wentz goes with a pitch to Sproles. Sproles steps over a man, comes to the 45, keeps his balance, but there is a penalty flag thrown in the direction of Halapoulivaati Vaitai.
Yeah.
Offense, number 72.
It is. Here's John Russell with an NFL update.
In Carolina, Merrill, the Panthers coming back on the defending NFC champion Rams. Ed McCaffrey into the end zone. It's 23-20 Rams. You love everything Reedmantle does for you. Reedmantle sells more, so you save more. And every new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram in stock.
9:03 remaining here in regulation. Now Eagles have a 1st and 20 with the ball on the 34 after the holding penalty. Jordan Howard in the game. Wentz in the gun again. Gives it off to Howard, who goes up the middle, breaks 2 tackles, takes it across the 40, takes it up to the 43. He can run.
Yeah.
He really can.
I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And especially in this situation when you want to milk clock, you got a big thumper like Jordan Howard. Why don't you let the thumper just thump?
You know, I know his yards per carry went down the last couple of years in Chicago, but that was not a great run-blocking offensive line. 3 carries, 21 yards for Jordan Howard. It is 2nd down and 11. Howard stays in. Motion to the near side. Wentz goes back, gives it to Howard. Howard across the 50, 45, 40. Jordan Howard is playing football.
Yeah, let's give him some more of that. Get the big thumper in. This time he goes for 17 yards. Now it's a play that's designed to go inside or just off tackle, but he reads his blocks so well. He sees that he's got a wall of green shirts enabling him to bounce it to the outside. He picks up 17.
Eagles took the whole first quarter off, and since then they are in control of this game. 1st and 10 at the Redskins 40. Single setback Howard. Slot to the near side of the field. 3 receivers. Wentz to Howard again, and this time he breaks a tackle and still picks up a couple of yards. That was shut down for a loss. That should have been a loss of 3, but the powerful Howard kept churning and turned it into a positive.
You're so right. So what looked like it was going to be a 2 to 3 yard loss, because initially he's hit in the backfield by Tim Settle, but he's able to pull away and pick up yards. He's now 5 carries, 41 yards.
Back in comes Miles Sanders. 3 receivers. Eagles with a 2nd down and 7 at the Redskins 37. Wentz back to throw, fires over the middle, and it's blocked by DeSean Jackson. Doesn't do that very often. The pass was there, and DeSean had to go off his hands. Wentz comes over and pats the smaller guy on the helmet. says you've earned the drop here and there with all you've done today. He broke this game over. He broke the Redskins back. I mean, they had the Eagles down, and DeSean Jackson revitalized this entire building. He brought 70,000 people to their feet several times. It is 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. Now Sanders, a wide receiver, empty backfield, shotgun. Wentz back again. He steps up. He looks. He pumps. Now he rolls. Looks. Fires. Complete. Jeffery down to the 20. That's what makes Wentz special.
Yes. There it is. This is vintage Carson Wentz. Now he looks downfield. You see the pump because he wants to go to the right side to his partner Zach Ertz, but the underneath coverage by the linebacker takes that throw away. What does he do? He rolls out to his left, directs traffic, gets the ball to Alshon Jeffery. Big play. They keep the clock running.
I watched the Clemson game yesterday, and I saw this great young quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and that's what makes him special. He can extend plays and throw from any platform, and that's what the great ones, including Wentz, has. It is 1st and 10 on the 21. Handoff goes inside. Cutting back. It's Sanders. Cuts back. He's in for the touchdown. Penalty flag. Let's see about that. We saw Sanders there, boy, I'll tell you.
I just want to see the rookie get it, but I think J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is going to get called for the infraction here. But vintage. But we see what we're going to see out of Miles Sanders on this run.
Yeah, that's it. You can see the shiftiness, the change of direction.
And that burst.
You didn't see it early because he had to feel his way into the game. He's only had a handful of carries in game action in the preseason, but now he is running like a back with confidence. Jordan Howard comes back in. 1st and 13 on the 24. But the clock is encouraging with only 5:49 remaining in regulation and the Eagles leading by 9.
Terrible call, by the way.
It is 1st and 13. And the gun is Wentz. Wentz screens it out, and running across the 30 down into the 20 down to the 18 is Goddard. Eagles in the Mealy's red zone means a $100 donation to Justice Rescue. Mealy's furniture the styles you love for less.
Spreading the football around, everybody or multiple receivers getting in on the act, and that's how you have to attack a defense.
They haven't used him as a receiver today, but wait till you see the things that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is able to do. In the gun, 2nd and 7. Sproles to the left of Wentz. Wentz calling for the football. Wentz takes it. He gives it off to Sproles. He takes a block, and he goes down close to the yard line to the marker. He's about a yard short as he runs left, pulled down by Landon Collins. You know, he looked, you take two guys, you take DeSean Jackson and you take Darren Sproles, and they don't seem to lose quickness.
Well, it's crunch time, Mr. Reese, and for your pregame, your in-game, or your post-game cravings, keep it Philly with Hers Snacks.
It is 3rd down and 1. Eagles are 10 for 15 on 3rd downs. Corey Clement, the single setback. Under center is Wentz. Wentz puts Aguilar in motion, and he sneaks forward, and he has the 1st down with a yard to spare. Carson Wentz, 6'5", about 235, and when he lurches behind Jason Kelsey, it's almost automatic.
He's a lean, defined 235.
1st and 10. Under 4 minutes remaining in regulation. This will be the 16th play of this drive, which has taken up 8 minutes. Wentz in the gun. Jordan Howard to his right. 3 receivers, all set to the right side of the field. Ball at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Wentz takes the snap. He gives it off to Howard, who plunges down to about the 6. Boy, is this a talented team. You know, when Doug Peterson, and I second-guessed him early in the game when he went for a play rather than the field goal, it may just mean that he has so much confidence in this team that if they miss it, they'll come back and get it anyhow. There's a timeout on the field with the score. The Eagles 29, the Redskins 20. Now the Eagles Radio Network. Stats brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC has been a cornerstone in our region for more than 150 years, and they're committed to helping the members of our community. PNC. Make today the day.
The Eagles in the first half had only 134 yards. Second half, 290 yards.
Second and goal. Ball at the 7. Motion to the near side. Wentz again goes to Jordan Howard. Up the middle he goes. Penalty flag. And there could be a holding call on the Eagles as Howard had taken it close to the 2-yard line. There is a large segment of the crowd still here at the link. Let me ask you.
Offense, number 72.
Give us a show of hands. How many of you were concerned in the second quarter when the Eagles were down 17-0?
Many hands.
Many hands are up. So are ours. 17-0. You figure, whoa, this team hasn't played
number
as a unit.
77 has reported as an eligible receiver. Number 77 is eligible.
And you think about the Bears and the Packers, where both offenses looked a mess. But this offense came alive after the touchdown pass to DeSean Jackson, and they have been splendid ever since.
Andre Dillard, the rookie out of Washington State, now checks into the game.
It is second down and goal from the 17. Aguilar in motion. Wentz under center. He fakes. He's back. He's looking. He slings it out to Jordan Howard, who is tackled as he comes to the 11 by Cole Holcomb.
The smartest thing Howard does here is not run out of bounds, not allow them to get him out of bounds.
Washington calls it second charge.
Just so that he's running the clock and force the Redskins to call another timeout. With these penalties, they're clock stoppers. So they have to be smarter in this situation, even if they're not getting the big yards that they want to get. You don't want a holding penalty in this situation stopping the clock. You want that clock to just run.
Redskins only have one timeout remaining. 3:18 remaining in regulation. The Eagles 29, the Redskins 20.
DeSean Jackson, a well of a day, 8 catches, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. Welcome home, DeSean Jackson.
The Eagles have scored 29 of the last 32 points in this game. Jackson slotted inside of Aguilar. Sproles in the game to the right of Wentz. It is 3rd and 11. Wentz stands in the gun, standing at the 16-yard line with Sproles to his right. Wentz takes the snap. He's back. He looks. He swings it out to Sproles. Sproles pushing across the 5 and is ushered out of bounds at the 4. Doug going to go for it? He'll bring up 4th and goal at the 4. Now he's going to bring in Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott can give them a 12-point lead with a shorter than extra point field goal. This is a 22-yard chip shot for Jake Elliott. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. Kick is good. And the Eagles lead 32-20. With that field goal, Direct Energy kicks in another $500 to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Direct Energy supports the community. Business.directenergy.com. You know what the best part of all of this is? The Eagles have overcome the sloppiness from not playing, or the rust, whatever you want to call it, of not playing as units during the preseason, and they'll come away with a resounding win.
Yep. Well, and you have to expect that early in the football game, and in fact early in the season, you're going to see that until teams get into their rhythm, until teams really start to define who they are on each year, because each year is different. You're going to see rust. You're going to see them, everyone not on the same page. But it's starting to really show up who they are.
And you know what? Even the defense looked absolutely asleep and lost early in the game, and they have really tightened up appreciably. Here is the kickoff. Steven Sims tracks it down 5 yards deep and takes the right knee.
Well, I would say even with the defense, they made adjustments, and
Yep.
I think Matt Burke may be a part of that. You know, Matt Burke joined this staff this year as a helper to Jim Swartz. So when Swartz is calling plays, calling defense, he's got a guy now to overlook what's going on the field, make suggestions, and be that guy, just like Doug has a guy offensively and Mike Groh. Now Jim Swartz has a guy in Matt Burke who's that guy that can help him to make defensive decisions.
1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 25-yard line with 3:10 remaining in regulation. Keenum goes back, he fires over the middle, and he completes the pass for a first down to Terry McLaurin. This is a young player, and Mike said it and identified him early. You're going to hear a lot about. He's a very talented receiver from Ohio State. I heard him on a national interview. He's very, very bright. 1st and 10 up at the 37. Back goes Keenum again. He fires open and complete again to McLaurin across midfield. Minnesota, these are fourth quarter scores. Minnesota 28, Atlanta 6. Eagles at Atlanta. That's coming back, by the way. Rams 30, Carolina 20. Kansas City 40, Jacksonville 19. We know that Nick Foles left the game with a shoulder injury, hoping that it isn't anything overly serious.
2:40. The clock will start on the snap.
Yeah, that play is going to come back on a holding penalty as Malik Jackson limps off the field.
Buffalo now leading the Jets 17-16. Tennessee 36, Cleveland 13. That's in Cleveland. There are people who were picking Cleveland to do big, big things. Back again goes. The pass is complete to Thompson on the near side of the field as Keenum hits him for a pickup on the play of about 5 yards. Tackle by Sidney Jones, who has stepped up and made some big plays. Baltimore 59, Miami 10. Dolphins might be the worst team in the world.
59 points?
59
basketball?
points. Yeah. Eagles have them late in the season.
36 seconds, please.
The Dolphins.
2:36. Clock will start on the snap.
2:38 remaining in regulation. Eagles leading by 12, 32-20.
Well, that'll be a big trip for a lot of Eagles fans because they want to go to Miami in December. And I think it's the first week in December, that game.
It is 2nd down and 14. Thompson stationed to the left of Keenum. Slot to the far side, wing to the near side. Keenum takes his drop, slings it out on the far side of the field and completes it to Trey Quinn. And Quinn makes the catch and stops the clock out at the 41-yard line. 7-yard pickup. But the truth of the matter is they don't have enough time to chip away the way they're doing it. They need 2 touchdowns.
And the Eagles are going to back up too deep for them to get the ball over the top, hopefully.
And the gun again is Keenum. Thompson to his right. Keenum back. He steps up. He lets it fly. And it is incomplete, intended for McLaurin. And very good coverage on the far side of the field by Rasul Douglas. Douglas has had a very impressive summer, Mike.
You know, when you look at the preseason, I don't know if there's a cornerback that played better than Rasul Douglas. In fact, I would say that none of the corners played better in the preseason than Rasul Douglas did.
4th and 7 for the Redskins.
He just doesn't have that top-end speed.
Keenum back. Keenum looks, fires over the middle, complete to McLaurin, close to a first down. In fact, he has it. McLaurin caught it at the 48-yard line. A lot of catches for Terry McLaurin today.
The kid has good hands, and he was over 100 yards receiving before we even got to halftime.
Back goes Keenum again. Goes over the middle to Vernon Davis. And Davis is spun down at about the 39-yard line. A penalty flag. And let's see about this. Is it going to be holding? I think it's coming back. McLaurin, by the way, has 5 receptions for 123 yards, 70 of them on 1 touchdown.
Holding. Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty.
And then we get the 2-minute warning brought to you by Tasty Cake. AAA Roadside is their strong side. Make AAA part of your game plan at AAA.com. Tackle your gas and electricity costs like 180,000 businesses in North America who trust Direct Energy Business to help make them their business. Better find out how to score big by visiting business.directenergy.com. A minute and 57 seconds. That's all that's left. Eagles leading 32-20. Hard to believe that they trailed 17-0 early in the game. Keenum goes back. He fires and completes a pass to Trey Quinn, who was tackled up at the 47-yard line, and the clock continues to tick. Keenum brings them to the line of scrimmage. McLaurin goes wide to the far side. Keenum and the shotgun. A minute and a half left as Keenum takes his drop. He looks, he's hit as he fires the football incomplete. He was hit on the play by Hassan Ridgeway.
Yeah, he's on his way down as Hassan Ridgeway takes the center and pushes him all the way back into the lap of Case Keenum. And he just flicks that ball out into the flat to avoid the sack. So they're not getting sacks on him, but the pressures and causing him to throw the football away has been really strong in this game.
A minute and 30 seconds to go here in this game. There, I'll say it. No longer just in regulation. 3rd and 12 for the Redskins. Back again goes Keenum. He's looking and he's hit as he throws this one incomplete. Let's go down to Howard.
All right, Merrill, Malik Jackson was taken into the locker room. It looked like he was showing the trainer the top of his left foot, took the shoe off. They took him in the locker room. I'm sure after the game we'll get a further report. Back up to you.
You know, we don't give a star of the game or player of the game, but if that were in our format, I think we'd have to give it to number 10 today, because he just woke this team up and woke this crowd up and played like the DeSean we love. And it's 4th down. 4th and 12 for the Redskins at their own 47. Back again. Pass, screen, complete over to Chris Thompson, who is running and has a first down the far sideline. So the Redskins continue to battle with 1:17 remaining in the game. Now a lot of people start for the parking lots, although a lot of people still here too, who would love to see the Eagles nail down win number 1 to get them underway towards what they hope is a championship season. Next week they're in Atlanta, and the Falcons had a miserable day against the Minnesota Vikings.
All these people that are still sitting here, they just missed their team. They missed their football.
It is 1st and 10 Redskins. Backing up is Keenum. He fires over the middle, complete to Chris Thompson, who is tagged down at the 29-yard line. Clock continues to tick. 1:07, 1:06. Keenum lines them up. We go under a minute remaining in the game. Keenum takes the snap. He's looking. He fires. He completes it down at the 21-yard line. He has Kelvin Harmon. Clock still ticking. 47 seconds to go. Under center again. And spiking it is Keenum, killing the clock with 42 seconds left. Eagles leading by 12, 32-20.
Kevin Harmon, another one of those young receivers, Merrill, that I think we're going to end up hearing a lot from. Right over the bridge in Palmyra, New Jersey. Very, very talented kid. Played his collegiate ball down at my old alma mater.
I know he did. North Carolina State. Are the records at North Carolina State, you had them, and then they were broken by Torrey Holt. Does Torrey Holt still hold the receiving records there? Back again goes Keenum, fires over the middle, and he completes it to Chris Thompson, who takes it inside the 10 to the 9, where he's tackled by Nigel Bradham. With 30 seconds to go in this game. Eagles just playing prevent. They will give them anything short. Can they keep them out of the end zone? Back again goes Keenum. He's being flushed. He throws it, and it is incomplete. Playing good defense was Sidney Jones, jumping up in the air and slapping it away from Trey Quinn. (32-20). Eagles leading with 17 seconds to go in this game. 17 seconds left. It is second down and 9 for Washington. In the gun, Case Keenum, 17 seconds. Eagles may have jumped this time. Keenum back. He is hit as he throws the football out of the end zone. But let's see about this. I thought the Eagles were offsides. It looked like Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett may have jumped. Let's see.
Offside. Defense, number 96. In the neutral zone at the snap. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
Eagles are just 12 seconds away from starting their season successfully with a win over the Washington Redskins. A big come-from-behind win in which they at one point trailed 17-0. They go with a slot to the far side. Quinn inside of Richardson, slot to the near side. 12 seconds, that's all that's left. Empty backfield for Keenum. Keenum backs up. He looks. He steps up. He sidearms it. It's complete for a touchdown to Trey Quinn. It's a meaningless touchdown for the Washington Redskins, as the score is now 32-26 with 6 seconds remaining in the game. 6 seconds left in the game. Here is the extra point.
I think it's meaningless to many, but I think the bettors, I think it's a big deal to the bettors that they scored that touchdown.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, if you say so. Here is the extra point. Spotted kicked. It's up. It's good. And the score with 6 seconds left. Eagles 32. The Redskins 27. Down to Howard.
All right, Merrill. Mike is correct. It is big to the bettors. The line was 10 or 10.5. That score changed the bet, the outcome for a lot of bettors here sitting in the stands in Philadelphia. So it was not a meaningless touchdown. Back up to you.
Well, as far as the fans of the Eagles are concerned who have not played any of those games, it means nothing. The Eagles are 1-0. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Now you can get a 16-ounce for $2 or 24-ounce for $3. Gotta have a Wawa. AAA Roadside is the strong side. Make AAA part of your game plan at AAA.com. So 6 seconds left, and this is finally over.
Good start for Josh Howard. 6 carries, 44 yards. Good start for Zach Ertz. Alshon Jeffery. Great start for Carson Wentz.
Here's the onside kick. It is covered by the Eagles, and the Redskins were offsides on the onside kick anyhow. 5 seconds to go. And the Eagles will just kneel on it. But it's a successful opening game as they weather some rust, some obvious rust on both sides of the ball, and they end up going 1-0.
And the kicking team. The 5-yard penalty is added to the end of the play. Philadelphia's ball, first down.
Minnesota beat Atlanta 28-12. Of course, that was in Minnesota, and next week in Atlanta, which is where the Eagles will be, it could be a different story. I mean, the Falcons certainly have dangerous people, but the Vikings are pretty good too. So the Eagles will kneel on it from the Redskins 40, and that will be head to the locker room time.
Huge day for DeSean 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. Welcome home.
Eagles beat the Washington Redskins as they make up a 17-point deficit and beat them 32-27. Any rebroadcast of this game is expressly prohibited without advance written permission of the NFL, 94 WIP, and Entercom Communications. Our statistician, Terry Small, spotter, Billy Werndell, stadium engineer is Andy Coffin, and the Colt stadium chief engineer, Lane Massey, director of engineering, Dave Scalish, engineering supervisor, Ben Hill. Studio engineer, Anthony Foley, studio producer, Mike Angelina, studio assistants, Moshe Kravitz and Dan Wilson, and our producer, Joseph A. McPeak. Terrific win for this team, Mike, because they get the rust out of the way, and they don't pay for it.
Well, and it started out a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish, and I think there was concern on the face of all of the Eagles faithful, but they were able to turn it around, especially in the second half. The defense got real tough, and this crowd got behind the defense, and that, to me, is always important, especially when you're playing at home. Defense started to make some changes. They started to slow down this offense that really, in their first possession, they just marched down the field, as you mentioned, the way Case Keenum did when he was with Minnesota in that championship game. But the defense got tough in the second half, and the offense was even better.
Don't forget, Carson Wentz hadn't played a football game since he injured his back and sat out the rest of the season after that game in Dallas last year. And all he did was practice throughout the summer and look good in practice, but you don't know what kind of rust he's going to have. But he came back, and he made more than ordinary plays. He threw bombs. He threw going to his left on the run. He found his receivers. Just played an outstanding game.
Yeah, but he had the entire offseason to rehab, to make sure that he comes back healthy. And having a healthy offseason, I think, was really, really important to him. And just all of the work that he's put in up to this point, I think it's starting to pay off. And having number 10, it certainly doesn't hurt.
I'll give you a couple of other numbers that stood out. One was 43. And then you can also add both running backs, both Jordan Howard and the rookie Miles Sanders, both had their moments where you could see what kind of factors they're going to become.
You know, when you talk about Darren Sproles, I don't know how he finds this fountain of youth that he has found, but it really has worked for him. At 36 years of age, still such a valuable part of this football team in so many ways. You know, I looked at the punt returners from last year. You know, they went through 6 different punt returners.
Oh, I know.
But to have that stability with Sproles back there now, it's so very important.
But we saw today that he's not just a specialist. Doug used him as a vital part of this offense, and he made a couple of terrific moves there, both receiving and running the football. Let's go down to Howard.
Merrill, I'm here with Zach Ertz. And Zach, what happened after 17-0 to this football team?
I mean, obviously, we would have loved to start faster. We got to start faster going forward. But everything, I don't think we panicked. I mean, we had the 15-yard penalty on the first drive. That kind of set us back that first one. And then we didn't get it on 4th down the second drive. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think we're pleased with the result. Not really pleased with the beginning of the game, but, I mean, it's the first game. Face some adversity like you're always going to face in the NFL. Never going to be perfect. And I think everyone's excited with where we're at.